Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So as you can see from the title, in today's reading we are going to be taking a look at who will be entering or re-entering your life to come into divine union or divine reunion with you. So today I am just focusing on positive connections, on people who are coming into your life to change it for the better, to bring you love, to bring you companionship, to bring you inspiration, people you will collaborate with, people you will learn from, people you will find joy from. You guys get it. These kind of happy divine unions, that's what we're gonna be looking at today. And okay, where do I start? For some context, Luna, the lovely Luna Tarot and I did a collaboration on May 5th, 2021, which was 555 day, because 2021 is a 5 year when you add up the digits, which was all about major changes because that's what the number 5 deals with. Today is June 6, 2022, so it's a 666 day. Now, I know that that might sound scary, but the number 6 is all about union, unconditional love, harmony, balance. So I believe it was actually Luna who came up with this topic. The number 6 is also related to the Lover's card in tarot, which of course is all about love and relationships and unions. So we thought that this would be a good topic to cover for today's repeating number date. If you guys aren't familiar with Luna yet, she is an amazing tarot reader, tarot YouTuber. She focuses mainly on career readings, and her mission is to help us ignite our talent and share our light with the world, which I love. I really resonate with that message. And every time I watch her reading, I come out feeling so inspired and so uplifted, and like I just received a huge warm energetic hug. I absolutely love Luna's readings. I love Luna as a person. I have a very special bond with her, and she was actually one of the first like tarot friends that I made since starting this channel. So I love her so much. I'm so grateful to have her in my life, and I'm really excited to do this reading with her. So in the reading on my channel, we are gonna see, of course, who is coming into your life. We're gonna see what they are like, so get a little bit into their personality. I do want to leave it open. If more than one person wants to come through in a group, I will allow them to do that, of course. It's up to their higher self. But I am kind of thinking that each reading would focus on one person. So, you know, for example, if you guys do feel drawn to 2 groups or 3 groups, it could mean that there are 3 unions happening in your life, and you might want to watch all of them. You definitely do not have to limit yourself to picking just one in this reading. But we're gonna see what the person is like, or what the people are like, and what type of relationship it is. Is it a friendship? Is it a romantic relationship? Is it a work relationship? Is it a creative partnership, a spiritual partnership, a mentor? It could be really anything, but someone who's bringing love and positivity into your life. So yes, this reading will focus on the who and the what kind of relationship it is. And then over on Luna's channel, we're gonna see what will you do together, what will you create together, what will you achieve together, what will your life be like together, how will you impact each other's lives. So in Luna's reading, we get more into your story, your soul's journey together, and the amazing things that you're gonna do on this earth. So yeah, okay. I feel like that was a mouthful. There was a lot to talk about here. And of course, we're going with the purple theme. Last year in the 555 video, we went with a blue theme. This year is purple. So there are 6 different stones. They're all, I'm like, thank God I had 6 different purple crystals, and they're actually all different kinds. So without further ado, I'm gonna give you guys a close-up look at each of the stones, and then please pick whichever one or ones you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is fluorite. Number 2 is Amethyst. Number 3 is Purple Agate. Number 4 is Lepidolite. Number 5 is Ametrine. And number 6 is Titanium Aura Quartz or something to that effect. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the purple fluorite heart, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing that we have to do is figure out who this person is. What are they like? And that is what we're gonna do with these oracle cards that we have here. So let's just get right into it. The very first card that we have is Gemini with cross-pollinate. We have the dolphin, divine feminine, and bat spirit, a rebirth is assured. Okay, so obviously we have Gemini energy here, so that could be indicating that this person is a Gemini. But with the dolphin card, we also have water. Dolphin is associated with the element of water. Obviously, I'm a hustler, I could sell water to Flipper. But that would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, and actually, this bat card reminds me of Pisces because the bat hanging upside down reminds me of like the Hanged Man in tarot, which is related to the sign of Pisces. And then divine feminine kind of also reminds me of Cancer because Cancer is associated with the moon and the moon is feminine. So it looks like basically we have Gemini, Cancer, and Pisces energy going on here. Also, the letter D could be significant because it is repeated as initials in these oracle cards. So D could be the initial of this person's first, middle, or last name, as well as their hometown or the company that they work for or something like that. Could also be their home country. So as for whether this is a new person or someone who is re-entering your life, the vibe that I'm getting is that this person is fairly new. And the reason I say fairly is because I feel like for many of you, this could very well be someone who's entirely new, but I feel like for many of you, it's like you know of them, or you guys have kind of been like in the same circles. So it's like you've heard each other's names, or you know that each other exists, or maybe one of you knows that the other exists and the other one doesn't yet, or like you've seen each other's social media, maybe one of you is following the other or something like that. Because with cross-pollinate, you know, the bees going at all the flowers and like leaving their pollen and mixing with each other, it gives me the feeling that you guys are not entirely strangers, or you're not entirely in separate worlds, but because the bees are facing away from each other, it's like, oh, we haven't really made a proper acquaintance, or we haven't really gotten to know each other yet, but we're kind of buzzing around the same flowers. So this is kind of the vibe that I'm getting, like someone who's in your general community, or someone who's in the same field as you, or again, you've just like heard of each other, or know of each other. And bees also make me think of hard work and your results paying off from hard work. So I am kind of getting the vibe that this might be like a professional collaboration or a creative collaboration or something like that, or at least that is your initial dynamic when you first come together. It could very well be that, you know, you link up with this person because you're working on a project together, but then you develop into friends, or you develop into lovers or something like that. But I think your first interaction would be like you're working together on something, you're collaborating together on something. And I think that you guys have the same interests and you have a lot in common, but your knowledge in the things you're interested in is different. And so it's kind of like you're being brought together to exchange your knowledge, to exchange your ideas, to teach each other. So just for kind of an easy to understand example, let's say both of you guys are like translators, or you're in linguistics, or you're polyglots, like that's what you're really interested in, learning languages. So maybe you have a couple languages that you speak in common, but then you also respectively have languages that the other doesn't know, and you would be very interested in practicing with each other, you know, learning what the other knows that you don't. Or like maybe you're both astrologers, and one of you is a Western astrologer and one of you is an Eastern astrologer, so you can kind of pick each other's brains and learn techniques and learn interpretations from each other. It's this kind of vibe. So similar fields, similar interests, but you could really benefit from each other's knowledge and each other's like specific experience and expertise. And I just see this as you guys being like little busy bees together and teaming up on something and creating a lot of abundance. Where do I want to go next? Let's just go in order because I'm going to get overwhelmed. As you can probably tell, I'm getting excited. I was going to say that, you know, 31 could be significant. Like maybe one of you guys is 31, or you're going to meet this person when you're 31, if that's coming up soon. 3 to 5, it could be like maybe your age gap is 3 to 5 years or something like that. But with the dolphins give me starseed vibes, and dolphins give me star family vibes. So I think that you guys come from a similar, it's like I feel like you guys have both had past lives in the same place that was not Earth, in the same star system, in the same planet. And so I think one reason that you guys would really bond with each other is because even though you're incarnate here on Earth right now, some of your values and some of your customs, if you will, and some of your spiritual knowledge from your lifetimes in that other world have crossed over to here. And so when you meet each other, it's kind of like being in a foreign country and meeting another person from your hometown. You're like, ah, yes, someone who thinks like I do, someone who has the same experiences as I do, someone who gets me. This is like star family vibes. You may have even met or, you know, been in significant relationships in your previous lives on other celestial bodies in other worlds. But I think you guys have the same star origins, and this is why you vibe together so well. I feel like especially the conversations you have together are just seamless. Like it's like a ping pong match. You're just going back and forth without stopping. There's no awkwardness. You just get right into it. You bounce off of each other very, very well. I also think that you share the same sense of humor. So you will like make the same references, you know, the same obscure movie references, or you will have the same favorite memes. You can just like fire them out and you get every single reference from each other and you laugh at the same things. So like your intellectual compatibility and your mental compatibility, I think, is what is the most enjoyable and the most impressive and the most amazing. But yeah, I get the sense that both of you are very highly intelligent, and this might be something that souls of your origin just have in common. Like your mind goes 5 million miles an hour. You're incredibly witty. You're incredibly funny. You're very curious. You're very playful. Like you really feel like we came here on Earth to learn new things and to play and to try different things. I feel like this is a philosophy that you guys share. So yes, very intelligent, very playful. I also feel like even though you have this childlike and silly side to you, I do feel that you are quite mature. It's like you're very wise beyond your years, and that probably goes back to you guys being old souls as well. But it's because of these things that you really, really get each other. Now, with this divine feminine energy here, I do feel that this person is coming into your life to help you get in touch with your divine feminine energy. And I think the number 31 here is very interesting. My brain wants to like break up these digits into 3 and 1. And it's making me think of the Empress and the Magician, which are the tarot cards 3 and 1 respectively. It's like this person is helping you get into your Empress energy, meaning you're embodying this energy where you can create anything you want from your heart. You can create anything with ease. And the Magician means that you can manifest anything that you want. So this person is helping you get into your creative energy where things are just flowing from you naturally, and into your fertile energy where the seeds that you plant and the ideas that you birth into the world bear fruit and support you and sustain you and give you prosperity. It's that beautiful feeling of being fulfilled in the 3D where you feel like if I plant my intentions, if I plant my ideas, if I plant my efforts, it's going to give birth to something tangible in this earth. And you know, that act of creating things in the physical world is so beautiful, and it brings so much joy. And that's what this person is here to help you do through collaborations, but as well through instilling confidence in you, like through hyping you up basically, and believing in you and helping you believe in yourself. With Divine Feminine as well, I feel like this person is in your life to help you be receptive, to help you receive. And I think that if you guys have struggled with embodying this Empress energy or embodying this Magician energy, you know, really being full in your creative power, it may have something to do with a subconscious or conscious aversion to receiving, like not knowing how to receive, whether that's receiving money or receiving praise or receiving recognition or receiving distinction might be difficult for you guys. And by that I mean like you are distinct from the crowd, you are special, you are above the rest in some way. And I don't mean that in like your worth as a person, but you know, in certain fields or in certain endeavors, we're all above the rest, above in some way. But it's that feeling of you being set apart and recognized for what makes you distinct that I think some of you guys are like uncomfortable with. It's like there's a part of you that just wants to stay in the collective and not be the nail that sticks out, not be special or not be recognized for being special. And I think that this person is helping you to overcome that and to come out of your shell or come out of your bat cave or something like that. And with this message, a rebirth is assured, I know that this person is going to markedly change your life in a very, very significant way. With the bat here as well, I'm just thinking of how bats are blind, or almost blind, I don't know, or completely blind, but it doesn't matter. I was just thinking that maybe a lot of your initial exchanges, like you guys could meet each other before you physically see each other, you know, like maybe you start off talking online, you know, texting, chatting, emailing, whatever it is. You don't know what the other person looks like for a while and you're trying to like imagine what they look like, or just when you're first getting to know each other, a lot of your communications might not be in person, where like you can't physically see each other, which I think is really impressive, and it really speaks to your bond because so much communication is nonverbal. And I feel like when you're not in person, it's hard to pick up on, you know, it's hard to pick up on the other person's mood or tone or intention. But even when you can't physically see each other and you're just relying on text, I feel like you just get each other so perfectly. And of course that's, you know, elevated even more when you're in person. But yeah, it seems like in the beginning stage, a lot of your interactions might not be in person. They're like online or something like that. And there was something else that I wanted to say. I made a mental note to say it when I was finished that point, and now I can't remember. But if I'm meant to say it, it will come back up, because a lot of times it's not that a lot of times when I don't forget it, I'm just like, never mind, I'm not going to say that. And then it comes up again anyway, because like I'm meant to say it. So if I'm meant to say it, it will come up again. Man. Okay, anyway, let's roll our Astro dice and see what other information we can get about this person. Oh, 3 and 5 could also be life path numbers, like your life path number or this person's life path number. Oh, I remembered. I remember what I wanted to say. Okay, I'll look at you guys later. I'm sorry. Okay, I was gonna say that, you know, how can I say this? When your connection reaches its peak or reaches its climax, that could be a little bit farther into the future, you know? So we've talked about how you guys will make amazing things together and collaborate and work together with this person. I feel like it's like you could get to know each other, but like the big bang or the big climax of like what you're here to do together, that could come a bit farther down the line, you know? That could come like a couple years down the line. Just for an example, you guys might know, if you're familiar with my music, first of all, thank you. But second of all, Maidenfield, who is a friend of mine that I've worked on a couple songs with, and we feel like soul family. We met in, I think it was 2018, and then we like worked on a song together, but it didn't come out until 2 years later. So there could be something like that going on where it's like you meet and you get to know each other, but your big, like, what do you call it? Your big works that you put out together, or like your collaborations kind of happen later down the line. Or if you resonated with this being like a professional relationship that blossoms into a friendship or that blossoms into a romance, that might be something that kind of happens like a couple years down the road. That was the message that came through. Anyway, so the Astro dice, we have Mercury, which is really not surprising. It's so funny. I just said that thing, like, sometimes I dismiss messages. I'm like, man, I'm not really gonna say that. I feel like it's not relevant. And then it comes out again. Because I was gonna say 3 and 5 could also be talking about the 3rd and 5th house. Like communication and creativity. And then we got Mercury, which relates to the 3rd house, and Leo, which relates to the 5th house. So there you go. I'm not surprised to see Mercury here because we've spoken about the intellectual and mental connection that you guys share. I do feel like you guys would be pretty close in age, or at the very least your mental age is like exactly the same, meaning that you're mature in the same ways, but you're also silly and childish in the same ways. While there is, you know, never say never, this could definitely be something that blossoms into a romance, but I'm really not getting that vibe for most of you guys, because Mercury is making me think of like, this person feels like your sibling, you know? So maybe that it will blossom into a really, really close friendship. But I am kind of feeling that it's more platonic in nature. We also have the 10th house, which is, you know, professional. It's about your career. Leo, which is about creativity. There's definitely passion here, but I feel like this is speaking more to a shared passion that you guys have, rather than like, you know, passion towards each other in the romantic sense. But yeah, I love Leo and the 10th house together, because it's like, the 10th house in your birth chart is where everybody can see you, because it's at the top of the chart. So it's like your public image and your status and your accomplishments. And Leo is like letting yourself be the star and be in the spotlight and be confident. So it really mirrors what we spoke about before. Like, this person is helping you feel like this Leo energy, feel like this star, feel like this main character in the public eye. So they're helping you really come out of your shell and say like, here I am, world, this is what I'm good at, bask in my greatness, you know, and express yourself with this Mercury energy here too. So we're not hiding away, we're not apologizing for taking up space, we're letting our firecracker explode. We're sharing our talents. Some of you guys might be making like a movie or a play or a documentary, some kind of long form, you know, piece, or some kind of, I don't know, research paper. I don't know, something that's very long. and takes a lot of time and energy. And maybe that's why we got that message of like, it might not come out for a couple years, because I feel like movies and documentaries and stuff like that, they take a long time to make, right? So yeah, I feel like this is a long-term thing that you guys are creating, but you'll have to just see Luna's reading to get more about that, because I'm not going to say more on what you're doing. Let's get into your tarot now. I feel like I'm just gonna leave this open. This could be like how you're gonna meet or what your relationship is like. Look, we have the Lovers. So there's even more Gemini energy here. And this could also be a little shout out for those of you who are like, "Aw, but I feel romantically attracted to this person." The Lovers is saying it could be romantic, you know, just because, you know, this is a general reading, just because it's platonic for most people doesn't mean that romance is off the table. I also really think that this is indicating a higher power bringing you guys together. Like, this is a guardian angel. It may be the angel or archangel who rules over what you guys are doing. So I'm only using this as an example because it's like the only one I know off the top of my head, but Sandalphon rules over things that are related to music, Archangel Sandalphon. So if you guys are musicians, then it may be Archangel Sandalphon who is bringing you together. And if you guys know who this person is, or you're liking the sound of this person, a suggestion that you may want to do, but obviously you don't have to, is figure out the angel or archangels who rule over what it is that you're that you're trying to do, or what it is that you're interested in. And then you could maybe pray to them, or give an offering to them, or ask them for help. And did I mention that there's more Gemini energy? I think I did. There's like 3 indications of Gemini, because we have cross-pollinate, we have Mercury, and we have the Lovers, which is Gemini. I need to clear my throat. 1 second. Okay, sorry. I hope that wasn't too loud. The Lovers also is a card that makes me think of psychic communication, telepathic communication. We had that Pisces energy before, which is maybe referring to some psychicness going on, some things going on behind the scenes. So you could very well be picking up on this person already, almost like their little voice in your head. Okay, we have the 9 of Wands and the High Priestess. And then we have Justice, and at the bottom of the deck we have the 6 of Wands. Yeah, so we were talking about Leo, we were talking about the 10th house, being in the spotlight, being in the public eye. There is some kind of like celebrity vibes going on here, or like having a big platform vibes going on here with the 6 of Wands. When it comes to this kind of reading, the 6 of Wands is kind of like a dead giveaway of that. But if that's really not your cup of tea, this is also a card that talks about victory, confidence, getting your desired outcome, like feeling on top of the world. It's also associated with Leo. So we're really feeling ourselves. We're really feeling confident. This is the bottom of the deck energy, so I'm kind of thinking of it as like the overall energy, and I think it's really just here to indicate that you guys will be very, very successful together. You've been brought into each other's lives to experience this success and this victory and this recognition, and really to feel confident in the world, to feel confident that when you put your mind to something, when you love something, you can create beautiful things. I feel like you give each other strength with this 9 of Wands. First of all, specific message with this 9 of Wands, if you guys have unreleased projects, or like unreleased work or unpublished work or something like that, or if you like wrote an application letter and then didn't send it, like if there's something you're holding back like that, I feel like the Nine of Wands is asking you to send it out, because this person is guarding all of their wands. And I'm thinking of these as all like, you know, application letters, unreleased songs, unfinished books, you know, these kinds of things that you're just like keeping to yourself and not putting out in the world. And you're being encouraged to get it out there, put it out there. And in fact, you know, if we're thinking of how this person comes into your life, it might be them like sliding into your DMs or emailing you or something. Hey, I saw your paper on blah, blah, blah. I saw your article on blah, blah, blah. I saw your application. I saw your audition tape. I saw your video. You know, you put something out and they see it and they reach out to you. You know, with Mercury, it's like someone's messaging, and the Gemini energy here, someone's reaching out, someone's communicating, and they're going to come towards you, because with the High Priestess, this is you in a receptive energy. The High Priestess sits back and lets things come, I said that right, come to her. And also Justice being the seventh house, the house of the other. It's like, I feel like, did I say that right? Yes. The seventh house is about the other person. So I think that, I feel like they're going to reach out to you and invite you into their space. Like, I saw your blah, blah, blah. Do you want to come to the set? Do you want to come to the studio? Do you want to come to this event? Do you want to come to the office? You know, that's what I was confused about, because usually the seventh house is like where we go to interact with other people. So I think the High Priestess is indicating them reaching out to you, them making you the offer, and then you're accepting their invitation and like going into their space. This is how I'm reading it. And these two cards together as well, you guys need to know that this person is your equal. And I feel like at first you don't see it this way. I feel like at first you might think of this person as above you, and you might be afraid to accept their offer. And if there are things that you're holding back, like applications or projects or whatever it might be that you're holding back, I feel like it's also because you feel that the person or the people or this industry is like above you in some way. And the High Priestess reminds us that we deserve more and to set our bar higher. And that's why she's here for you. And then Justice is affirming to you that you are equals, because Justice is the scales. It's about balance, and also like the objective truth of the situation, the reality of the situation. The Sword here is showing the truth. So I feel like the more you integrate into this person's environment and into their space, you realize like, oh, these people are just like me. Like the people in this field, the people in this office, the people working on this project are just like me. I actually have just as much knowledge and ability and potential as them. The only difference was that I was afraid. I didn't believe in myself, and so I wasn't putting it out there. So put your stuff. See, she's even holding a script. Put your manuscript out there. Put your letters out there. Get yourself out there, and you will reach this success that we see with the Six of Wands. High Priestess is another card that I feel really, really indicates some kind of psychic connection. I feel like you've already picked up on this person's energy, or you're already picking up on it. So you likely know who they are, or you could be picking up on them without realizing it's them. But I feel like that's probably a smaller subset of you guys. And then, you know, with Justice, this is like your souls are equals, and Justice can also be indicative of a soul contract, and it can also be indicative of like doing business with someone, the seventh house energy. So yeah, you guys, I feel like you come from the same origin other than Earth, and you have a soul contract in this lifetime, almost to like help each other get this earth thing down, like get a hang of this earth thing, because creating and manifesting and thriving on earth can be a little bit more difficult, I think, than other places. So it's like you're here to help each other out, help each other get used to that, you know, which is really, really nice. let me see what we have here. So we have Gemini. The High Priestess makes me think of Cancer because it's like related to the moon. It's related to water. Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Libra, which are all kind of like in a chunk together. So maybe like between Gemini season and Libra season, we also have 11 here. So this is a very large window, obviously, and this is a general reading, but like the months of from June through November might be a significant time, or like the next 5 months from whenever you're watching this. But yeah, so for the final part of this reading, I do want to take some tea leaf cards. So, okay. One of them, I didn't see it. One of them, should I flip over this one? She was like trying to, yeah, okay, let's do it. Ooh, rabbit. Too much concern with sexual matters. Okay, well, what I can say is that rabbits are a sign of fertility. So we spoke about the Empress, we spoke about you guys creating things together. I wonder if for some of you, it's funny because I was getting mixed messages of like, for most of you, I feel like this is a friendship. But then for others of you, there could be some romantic vibes. Maybe there's like a little bit of tension between, okay, it could be like there's a vague tension between the two of you, like sexual or romantic tension, or you guys could be really, really close friends, but everybody around you like thinks you're dating, or everybody around you thinks like you slept together or something like that. And you're like, oh my God, no, we're just friends. Like, we're like siblings. No, it's not like that. Year of the Rabbit people could also be significant. 1963, 1975, 1987, 1999. I don't think anyone would be born later than that because you'd be like 11. Okay. We also have lobster. So as you guys might know, this card makes me think of the Friends reference of when Phoebe says that Rachel and Ross are each other's lobsters because she saw, oh my God, I'm a fake Friends fan. I think she saw like lobsters holding their claws in the tank, or like she heard that like lobsters are mates for life and they walk around holding their claws. So I do think that this is a lifelong relationship, or at least a very, very long-term relationship. With financial pinch, you could be in a financial pinch when you meet this person, or they could be in a financial pinch. Whew. And yeah, we have hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. And then at the bottom we have September. So a month that something significant will happen, or a birth month perhaps. And yeah, this person's going to help you. Maybe they're helping you out of a financial pinch or something like that. But yes, okay. So those are all the messages I have for you guys. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out Luna's video. To remind you guys, in Luna's video, she's going to get more into what specifically you guys are doing together and creating together, and what kind of life you guys live together and how you impact each other. So that will be linked down below if you want to check that out too. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel, the song that you guys heard at the very start of this video, and like I also talked about it during this reading. But yeah, that song was an original song, so if you're interested in hearing the full version, which does have my vocals, of course, in it, and it's a whole bop, that music channel will be linked down below, so you can listen to that, or any of my other songs. This is kind of a messy outro, but group number 1, thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading. Thank you very, very much to Luna for collabing with me. I love you all very much. I'm sending you lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 2s. So if you guys chose the Amethyst, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing that we have to do in this reading is figure out who is coming through, who is coming into your life for this divine union or reunion. So these oracle cards that we have here are going to represent what they're like, their personality. So to start off, we have Mars with motion, and we have the number 22. Then we have the zebra. We have color. And I think, yeah, I'm going to put it that way just so there's room. And then, oh, okay, so we have double angel numbers going on. We have 22 and 55. And what's kind of cool is that, I know it's not exactly, but you know, 5 kind of looks like a reflected 2, so we might have some mirroring going on here. We have 22 and 55. These could actually be angel numbers that you guys will see as a sign that this union is drawing near. So if you have been seeing these numbers, it could be a sign that this person is coming into your life very, very soon. Anyway, did I say what's on this card? I feel like I was just talking about 55. Snake spirit with the message time to heal. So right off the bat with the Mars energy here, this could be indicative of Aries or Scorpio energy. And then with the zebra, this is related to the fire element. So that would be Aries again, as well as Leo and Sagittarius. So that could be some of this person's astrological placements. I also want to point out that we have double M, like Mars and motion, and double S, snake spirit. So M and S could be significant letters. That could be this person's first, middle, last name, the name of their home country, home city, the company they work for, or something like that. But I'm just going to go through these in order and we'll get a feel for what this person is like. So starting off with Mars, we definitely have a strong masculine energy coming through. I feel like we could describe this person as having kind of strong alpha energy and even a little bit of daddy energy, regardless of their gender. They're like in charge. When they come into the room, they command attention. I feel like this person has a very big personality. I think they're very sure of themselves and they just come off as very strong and put together and like someone who's capable of doing anything. And I think that this is someone who, I don't know how to describe it. It's like if you're confident within yourself, then this person would come off as very inspiring and very aspirational to you. But if you're a little bit insecure within yourself, then this person might intimidate you. You know, they might make you feel a little bit nervous or something like that. It's a little bit hard to explain, or maybe it's not, maybe that made complete sense. But anyway, I'm also very drawn to the buff arms on this card. So this person could also be quite physically strong or in very good physical shape. They might really enjoy working out or taking care of their health because Mars also represents the physical body. And it also represents ambition and drive and initiative. I feel like this is likely someone who either does their own thing for work or has worked their way to a very highly respected position or like a very high rank within their career. I'm not really getting a sense for what their career is, so it's probably kind of all across the board with this being a general reading. But what I will say is that they're likely very good at what they do and they're very sure, like, yeah, I'm in the right field. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And like I said, have worked their way up to, you know, be paid very well or be kind of in a top position or even be their own boss. And you know, with zebra right next to this with that fire element, I know that this is someone who's really driven by passion, and I feel like they have gone through life really following their gut. Like if they have an idea, they go for it. If they want something, they go for it. And what's kind of interesting that's coming through about this person is that they're highly connected to their higher self and highly connected to their spirit. Like their higher self and divine guidance plays a major role in their life, but I don't think they're like aware of that. I wouldn't think that this is like a spiritual person, like some spiritual person, like someone who has that kind of spiritual awareness or spiritual practice. They might not even really believe in that esoteric side of things, and yet their higher self, their relationship with their higher self is incredible. Like their higher self has really come through and done what they wanted to do in this life and played a huge role in guiding their human self. Because whenever this person gets a gut feeling, whenever this person gets inspiration, they act on it, they go for it. And I feel like they don't spend a lot of time thinking about like, oh, but what if it goes wrong? Or what should I do if XYZ happens? I feel like they're more of like a, let's find out. Let's do it and find out. And if it goes wrong, let's remember that and learn from our mistake. So this is someone who's very courageous. They're very courageous and very spontaneous, but not reckless. But they would like to learn through doing, and they would like to learn things firsthand. So rather than doing something or not doing something because someone told them, they want to learn that for themselves. And a message just came through like, sometimes this person would do the opposite of what they were told just to like prove that they can do it. Like if someone says, oh, you shouldn't do that, or oh, that's very difficult, they'll be like, watch me. They like to be challenged like that, which reminds me of Aries. Also reminds me of Aquarius a little bit too. So that could be this person's sign. But yeah, I feel like their energy is like, try me, watch me, challenge accepted. And they set out to prove that they can do it, and they do it. This person is very, very capable. With the zebra energy here, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that, or I didn't even think of that. But yeah, this zebra's third eye is all lit up and colorful, which is even more indication that yeah, this person is psychic. This person is very, very tapped in. I don't think that they would label it that way. They would probably say like, oh, I just go with my gut, I just follow my dreams. But that's really following the promptings of their soul. And I do think that this person is highly psychic without really realizing it. Maybe when they come into your life, you'll help them realize like, oh shit, I have some gifts. That's pretty cool. But what else can I say about the zebra? I don't know very much about zebra spirit animals, if I'm being honest. Let's see if zebra's in my handy dandy. Oh, it is! It's the last one, of course. Okay, you're looking at things with black and white, all or nothing thinking, which limits your choices and flexibility. Regarding the conflict you're having with someone, it's better to work toward a compromise than staying stuck in a right versus wrong standoff. Be willing to question what you have up to this point considered to be a reality and any illusions you may have subscribed to, and in so doing, you will expand your consciousness. In any situation where there's disagreement, rather than being confrontational, try less direct methods such as persuasion, agreeing to disagree, or taking a time out to gain a fresh perspective. You're about to discover some useful knowledge that has been hidden or obscured, knowledge that will come to you without seeking, so simply be open to receiving it. So I feel like, oh, and you know what I just realized? We had the 2255, which was like mirroring numbers, and then we have the zebra, which is like equal balance of black and white stripes. Could be talking about, you know, some yin yang energy going on as well. So, you know, there is some kind of counterpart energy coming through here, like soulmate energy, or if you guys don't use those labels, like someone who's really going to complement you, someone who's really going to balance you out. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but 22 is, or repeating twos can talk about soulmate connections, while repeating fives can talk about significant changes coming to your life. So either way, I feel like this is a very, very significant counterpart that is coming into your life. And I think that it seems like they're coming in to teach you a new perspective of things, or to teach you a new side of things, because a lot of this zebra passage was about like resolving conflict and seeing things from another perspective, and not saying like this one is right and this one is wrong, you know, much like a zebra is not white with black stripes or black with white stripes, it's both. Is both black and white stripe at the same time. So it's like one of you is yin and one of you is yang, and you're coming together and teaching each other your perspective and becoming more whole and more well-rounded as a result. So with this person coming through as very masculine, maybe you guys feel like you resonate more with the feminine side of things. I feel like this person is probably more of the yang expression and you guys are more of the yin expression. So this person might teach you, or like might put a fire under your butt to be more spontaneous and to go with your gut more. Like think less and do more and just go for it and not be afraid of the outcome. And I feel like you could teach this person to be more reflective, to be more receptive, and to be more aware of their spirituality. So with color, it's funny too, because the color card makes me think of diversity when it comes out. So like, I feel like you're quite different from this person, at least on the outside, or at least in your 3D vessel, you're quite different, but you just naturally gravitate towards each other. I feel like this is a classic opposites attract kind of situation that we have going on here. You guys could be from different countries, different ethnicities, or have very different backgrounds. You know, in group one, I was getting the vibe of like, oh, these people are probably like in the same field and doing the same thing and have the same interests. But I feel like you guys are like very different. Like the lives that you have lived up until now are quite different. So when you come together, you have all of their experiences to learn from, and they have all of your experiences to learn from, and there's not a lot of overlap. So it's like your life becomes twice as broad, your world becomes twice as broad, because you like came together. It's like you put your resources together, you put your knowledge together, and now you're twice as wise and twice as knowledgeable. This is the kind of vibe that I'm getting. And I feel like by being a part of each other's lives, you'll have so many experiences that you wouldn't have otherwise had, like traveling to places you would have never gone before, going to events, meeting people that you never would have before, seeing new perspectives, new beliefs that you may have never considered before. I feel like you're here to bring new shades, new hues into each other's lives that you hadn't yet seen or that you hadn't yet considered could be a part of your life. It's not like someone very similar is coming in and bringing just more of the same stuff. It's like we're adding spice to your life, we're adding color to your life. And I think that's why the 55 is here as well, because it's like, you know, it's change, it's something different. It's something that is allowing you to grow, that's allowing you to develop, that's allowing you to expand. And I'm thinking of the snake that sheds its skin. I feel like in some ways, this person's really helping to unveil a new you, because it's like when you're always in the same environment and always around the same people and always doing the same stuff and always engaging with the same beliefs and perspectives, it's like you can only define yourself in that context. And I feel like coming into union with this person is like plunking you into all new, all different experiences, and it's gonna activate things within you that had never been activated before, that you never considered to be a part of you. Okay, I can give a good example. So, you know how like musical strings, if you pluck a string of one note, any other string that is tuned to that note will start vibrating. So if I pluck an A string, then all the other A's all the other A strings start going off because the same vibration activates each other. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm explaining this well. So every other A will start going and they all vibrate together. So let's say you're this beautiful, diverse soul and you have all of these different strings inside of you with all these different notes. But in your current environment, there's only A, B, and C strings around you. So only the A, B, C strings within you get activated. So that's just what you think you have. But you also have D, E, F, G, and F sharp, and E flat, and all these different notes inside of you that just haven't been activated yet because nothing has triggered them. No strings have been plucked to make them vibrate. So you have no way of knowing that that's in you. And this person comes in and they're very, very different. They're tuned very differently than what you've been used to. And all of a sudden they're awakening all these new notes inside of you that you didn't know you had. I think that analogy made a lot of sense in my head. I hope I did a good job at explaining it, but it's like you're realizing the new snake skin that was underneath that you didn't know you had, which is really cool. And there's something about this that's healing with this message here. I just looked up at the camera and saw 1555, so that's 1555, which is the same as this card. It's like maybe you're releasing fears of coming out of your box, or you're releasing fears of change, or releasing fears of being different. But let's roll the Astro dice and see if we can get some more information. Okay, so we have Sagittarius coming through here. We also have Saturn. I don't know off the top of my head when Saturn was in Sagittarius. Maybe it's like late 80s or something like that. I could be totally wrong, but that could be like, you know, around when this person was born. That's very, very specific. But we also have the third house. Interesting. So the Sagittarius talks about expansion. It talks about broadening our minds, broadening our knowledge. And I feel like Sagittarius is coming into the third house to like blow it up. So this is definitely someone who's coming in to open your mind to new perspectives. I'm feeling like for some of you, there might be a little bit of like friction when you first meet this person, just because like their perspectives and the life that they've lived up until now is quite different from you. But then we have this Saturn energy here. I've been thinking about Saturn returns a lot lately because mine is coming soon. But Saturn likes to give us tests, and Saturn likes to give us challenges, and he can come off as kind of strict and kind of scary, but with discipline and with hard work he will pay us off so handsomely. So yeah, it might actually be that there's some friction here, that it's kind of hard to get along with this person at first, but if you really take the time to get to know each other and give this connection a chance, it could be like one of the most beautiful and one of the relationships that you are most grateful for, and you could actually end up really, really falling in love with this person, whether that's in a platonic way or in a romantic way. It's kind of like it's funny that this analogy comes to my mind, but the songs that end up being my favorite songs that I love for a really, really long time and never get sick of them, it's the songs that when I first hear them I'm like I don't really like that. And then I kind of put it aside, and then a few days later I'm like, man, I want to listen to that song again. And then I listen to it again and I just get hooked. But I don't know, it's like the ones I love right off the bat, they tend to kind of fade out. So it could be like, you know, the first time you meet this person, you're like, not really my kind of person. They were a little weird, they were a little too this or that. But then a few days later, you're like, I kind of want to talk to them again. I kind of want to see them again. And then you start seeing each other more often. And then it's like you fall in love with your differences. This is the vibe that I'm getting. And, you know, they're awakening, like if you're the yin, they're awakening the yang in you. And so, you know, you might feel some friction at first because it's like you have some aversion to the yang that is within you. Like, let's say this person is really, really assertive and that turns you off. It could be that you're turned off by your own assertiveness because maybe in the past being assertive got you in trouble, it got you abandoned or something like that, or people said you were being too aggressive, you're being too selfish, you know, putting negative meanings to your assertiveness. So when you see someone else being assertive, it makes you like uncomfortable, it puts you off. I feel like this person is here, yeah, to help you heal, to reawaken the parts of you that you disowned or the parts of you that you've disconnected from, and like help you fall in love with those parts of yourself again. Ooh, wow, it's coming together, isn't it? I think. Okay, so let's get into the tarot now. And I'm leaving this part of the reading kind of open, but this could be, ooh, I just got like a rush of happiness. Okay, so this part of the reading is pretty open. We could see some details about how or when this union is happening, or more about the nature of the relationship. Ooh, oh my goodness. So we have Four of Wands, definite counterpart energy going on here. And this is another Aries card. So I believe I've mentioned Aries like 3 times. Also Sagittarius is another fire sign, which we mentioned with the zebra. So fire energy is definitely very, very strong. Yeah, I feel like this person definitely has some strong fire placements, but this is Venus in Aries. They could be like an Aquarius with Venus in Aries, or an Aquarius with Venus in Sagittarius, or something like that. With the Four of Wands here, it is very possible that this is a romantic connection, just because the Four of Wands can talk about like weddings and marriage and, you know, soulmate unions and this kind of thing. But this is definitely someone, yeah, like I said, someone who becomes like one of the most special people in your life, one of your closest loved ones. This means that this person makes you very, very happy. It does mean that this connection is fated, is in alignment with your destiny. This could be someone that you end up living with or building something with. Because this talks about a happy home life and a happy family life. You know, it is giving me potential like spouse, life partner vibes, where like you have a home together, you have a family together, or, you know, fur baby family, pet zebra family. Maybe you have like a pet snake or a pet horse or something like that. But yeah, it's like a nice happily ever after kind of card of contentment and fulfillment. So I would say that this is likely a romantic situation, or you develop such a deep friendship with this person that they feel like family. Or you might meet this person because like you live in the same building, or you live in the same neighborhood or something like that. We have the Eight of Wands, so this is Sagittarius. Aries and Sagittarius, okay? They're coming through very, very strongly. You guys could also be of the same element. Like there's a lot of fire coming through, which is all the same element, but this could be something like you guys are both earth signs, you guys are both air signs, you guys are both water signs, when the same element repeats itself like that. But yeah, I think the Eight of Wands is indicating that this person is coming into your life very, very soon. Because this is like things are moving quickly, everything is happening all at once. They could be coming into your life at a kind of hectic time, at a kind of chaotic time. It's not like a tower moment where things are falling apart, but it's more like you've recently gone through some kind of like a new chapter has begun in your life. You've gone through some kind of upgrade, like maybe you just moved, or maybe you just got a promotion, or you just started school or something like that, and you're just trying to like adjust to the new life, because the Eight of Wands does give me a vibe of like multitasking, and you have a full plate, and you're stressed but excited at the same time. Like it's a good kind of stress. You're excited for what's to come. So, you know, if you're going through a phase like this where it feels like a lot is happening, a lot is changing, but you feel like you're moving up, you feel like you're upgrading, and you're starting to feel in this abundant energy, I feel like that could also be a sign that this person is about to come into your life. This person, I feel like, is also they reply really quickly. They reply to your messages very quickly, or you might notice them like replying to your messages at all hours of the day. Like you wake up at 8 a.m. or whatever, and you see that they responded to your text at like 3 in the morning, and you're like, what were you doing awake at 3 in the morning? Okay, we have the Ten of Swords. I think that this is either Sun in Gemini or Moon in Gemini. I think it's the Sun. I think it's the Sun in Gemini. I'll put a little subtitle if I'm wrong, but I think the Ten of Swords is the Sun in Gemini. So yeah, it's interesting that we have the Eight of Wands followed by the Ten of Swords, because the Eight of Wands talks about having a lot going and having a lot on your plate and kind of, you know, running around and getting a lot of things done. And the Ten of Swords can talk about like a burnout, because you see this person is literally lying on the ground, and they have all of these swords in them. And this card, it makes me think of someone who's kind of like mentally drained or kind of mentally exhausted. And I wonder if this is coming out just as a little heads up for you guys, or a little warning for you guys, because I feel like in this new chapter of your life, you're gonna be very excited, and it could almost be like you're running off of adrenaline, or like you're running off of that pressure of like, I have so many things to do, and like you're excited. And it's like, if you're not careful and if you're not checking in with yourself, like, am I tired? Am I dehydrated? Do I need rest? Am I overwhelmed? Am I overstimulated? You could go through a little bit of a burnout. You could maybe like get sick and then be down for a while. I'm not sure what this message has to do with this connection. I feel like maybe your guides just took this moment to let you know that, because I feel like I said, I feel like you're very happy and excited about this transformation that you're going through and this new chapter in your life. So it's like you're running off of that excitement because, you know, things are so new and fresh and the future's really exciting. You know, it's a different kind of stress, but it's still stress, you know? And you guys might be used to this stress that's like, oh, this job is so mind-numbing and I have so many things to do that I don't want to do. That's the kind of stress that we associate with like burnout, I think, and getting mentally drained. But you can also get burnout when you're like, so many things to do, but it's so exciting. Like, even in those times, you still need to check in with yourself. You still need to rest. And I could totally see this message being for Mr. or Miss or non-binary Mars Daddy over here as well. It's funny too how like right after this card, this is when the cards start taking time to come out. It's like, this is where we have to slow down. Okay, and then we have the Page of Swords. Yeah, so again, I feel like there's gonna be a little bit of friction between you guys at first. And one thing that's coming out about this person with the Page of Swords is that they just tell it like it is. This person is very upfront and very assertive, and I think they're very direct when it comes to getting their needs met, and they're very direct when it comes to their boundaries and what they will and won't do. And I feel like at first that might like put you off, and it's because you're afraid of being assertive. You're afraid of being direct when it comes to getting your needs met, which like, hi, I'm part of that club too. You're afraid of just like telling it like it is and not being sorry about it. And you know, moving through life, getting your needs met and establishing your boundaries in a straightforward way. And so I almost feel like, yeah, this person is coming in to challenge something within you. And maybe this burnout is happening because you're saying yes to everything. I'm just seeing this visual, and I think it's just to illustrate the point, although it could be the literal situation for some of you guys. I'm thinking of someone who like is a freshman in college, and like they just came to a new school and they're really excited, and then they like join a frat or join a sorority, and then they do all of the activities during orientation week, and then they like load up their schedule with a bunch of classes, and like, you know, they're loading up their schedule with so many things, and like, oh yeah, I'll go to that party, I'll go to that like mingling event, I'll volunteer for that event, I'll go on that field trip. I don't know if college has field trips, but like they're saying yes to everything because they're just so excited to be in this new environment. But they have to check in with themselves and, oh, you know what, I'm actually kind of tired, or like this is actually my one day off and I should probably keep that to myself. And it's like, you guys might not even have like the habit of checking in with yourself like that, or like you say yes to things when it sounds good in the moment, and then you're like, I didn't really want to do that. So yeah, I think somehow this person is teaching you how to get back in touch with yourself, so that like when you say yes, when you say no, it's a no-brainer. And you're able to do it straightforwardly. And like, you don't have to say like, oh, you know, I wish I could, but I have to do this, so I can't, I'm sorry. You can just be like, no, I don't want to do that. Or like, this is, no, like I need time to myself. This was the day that I was going to relax. And that feeling of not wanting to becomes enough because you're the most important person. And I feel like this person moves through their life as the most important person, and they're activating that string within you, like we talked about before, the strings vibrating together. And it feels off-putting at first because you might associate that energy with like being rejected, being abandoned, being criticized. So it's kind of like uncomfortable at first. Oh my gosh, look. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords, which is a card about worrying, stressing, kind of, you know, stressing over things that you don't have to be stressing over, and expecting the worst when the worst really isn't going to happen. So this person is here to challenge you for sure. They're here to challenge you. And yeah, I feel like there's some kind of friction at first, but like you're a yin learning from their yang, and they're a yang learning from they're a yang learning from your yin. There we go. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so to finish off this reading, we are going to take some tea leaf cards for any other messages that you should know about this divine union. So, we have sun, happiness, and well-being. So yeah, that's the Four of Wands. Like, this connection is gonna make you so, so happy. You're gonna be like this with this person. You're gonna be so close. And it's funny because the sun is related to the sign of Leo, which is another fire sign. I feel like there's a lot of fire and air energy here as well, because we have the Two Swords cards, and we have the third house, which is related to an air sign as well. We have an 8, 9, 10 here. 8, 9, 10, like that. So the months between August and October could be significant if that's coming up when you're watching this video, or like 3 to 4 months from whenever you happen to be watching. We have Peacock. Beware of great pride. Interesting. We have zebra, a peacock, and a snake. And I feel like those are all like animals that live in hot countries. And we have the sun too. So this person might come from the southern hemisphere, or come from a very hot country. I don't know. I'm thinking of like, well, obviously because southern hemisphere, South America, Africa, Australia, South Asia. We have boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So that's that ambitious energy that this person has. Hard work, ambition, and pride in what they do with the sun as well. I feel like one thing that you guys might teach this person is that like their worth is more than what they do or what they achieve, and that they can just be and still be worthy. And I almost feel like after meeting you, it's like you mellow out this person a lot. You make them a lot more calm and more okay with just being still. And I think you make them more introspective and more insightful, and recognizing like it's not always about what's the next thing, what's the next thing, what's the next thing. Because if you're always in that mode, you're not taking the time to process, and you're not taking the time to become wiser. So it's like you're teaching them to take that time to reflect and to process and to heal and to celebrate yourself. And we have bag, something important. This is at the bottom. Something important such as a new job or a raise. Interesting. I was really going with that interpretation for some reason of the Eight of Wands being like, oh, you're upgrading, you're moving up, exciting new chapter, which is not something that I would normally get from that card, but it was just coming through and I just went with it. And it's very interesting that we're finishing off with the bag now. Like, yes, you are getting the bag. You're getting a new job, a raise, a promotion, something of this nature. And that's going to be a sign too that this union is drawing near. I can't help with the snake and the boot. Have you guys seen that meme where it's like, you know, the meme, is this a pigeon? Like the anime guy, and he's like, is this a pigeon? And it's a butterfly. And then there's a meme where like the butterfly is a boot and the guy is a snake. And then there's a picture of the It's Free real estate guy. This meme, it just reminded me of that. Anyway, so group number 2, these are all the messages I have for you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out Luna's video as well if you feel like doing that. Just to remind you guys, in her reading, you can see what you're going to do with this person, what you're going to create with this person, what you're going to achieve with them, how you're going to impact each other, and you know what your long-term relationship and future is going to be like with them. So if you want to get more insights into the journey that you'll have with this person and what your connection is really like, then I would definitely check out Luna's video. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in hearing the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 2, again, I just got hit with a wave of happiness. It's like second time that happens in this reading, and you have 2 very, very happy cards. This is like love of your life energy. Anyway, I'm sending much love to you and to this person and to your spiritual teams, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the purple agate, this is going to be your reading. So the very first thing that we have to see in this reading is who this person is who's coming into your life. So what's their personality, what are they like, and that's what we're going to be seeing with these oracle cards here. One thing that is coming through pretty strongly before I even get into the cards is that I feel like this person has like alternative style or an alternative aesthetic. Like for example, their hair might be a color that you don't see every day, or maybe they have kind of like eccentric decor in their home, or something about their fashion, or even like music taste or something like that. It's a little bit eccentric. It's not something you see every day. So like alternative person. I don't know what the label would be, but I hope that you guys know what I mean. So let's get into these oracle cards and see what we have. To start off, we have Neptune with vision. We have Tarantula, grounding, and Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibility. Okay, so with the Neptune card here, Pisces, there we go. With the Neptune card here, Pisces energy could be significant in this person. And then with the Tarantula, we also have fire, so Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So those could be significant astrological placements of this person. With the number 6 here as well, they could be a life path 6, or they could have a lot of planets in the 6th house. And then we also have the numbers 26 and 59. This might be a little bit more specific, but 26 or 59 could be this person's age, or you could meet them when you are this age, like if you are that age or if it's coming up soon. But again, I feel like that's more specific. Also, the letter S could be significant because with Starfish Spirit, we have that letter S that is repeating. So this could be their first, middle, or last name initial. It could also be like the first letter of the city or country that they're from, or the company that they work for, or something like that. So I'm just gonna go through these cards in order, starting off with Neptune. There is sort of a dreamy vibe to this person, or a kind of spacey vibe to this person. I just heard like Luna Lovegood from Harry Potter, you know, a little bit dreamy, a little bit spacey, a little bit eccentric, but very, very kind and very compassionate and very, very wise. I feel like this person has so much love and compassion for the earth, and I feel like they could especially be compassionate for animals, like non-humans. They want to save the wildlife, they want to save the planet, they want to save the environment. And with the tarantula and the starfish here, I feel like this person really loves all creatures, not just the cute and fluffy ones. Because, you know, tarantulas are kind of fluffy, I guess. But, you know, they're not just like the dog lover or the cat lover. They love all the creepy, crawly creatures. They love creatures with feathers, with scales, that don't have a face. Like, I really feel like they love all of Earth's creatures and truly feel one with the earth. I also think with Neptune and Pisces energy here, it is likely that this person would identify as spiritual and probably has some sort of spiritual practice that they do. At least I feel like this person would meditate, but I'm seeing someone like who does yoga, who does daily affirmations, who takes good care of themselves and takes good care of their spirit. With Neptune here as well, Neptune reminds me of arts, and Neptune reminds me of film and things like that. I feel like this person, they have a very, yeah, it's like the message we got at the beginning of the reading. They have a very interesting taste in music or in film or in art. I feel like they know a lot of art that is underappreciated, or like, let's say it's a very famous artist, but they're like really famous for one work or a few works. It's like they would know all of the lesser known works. They would know all of the older work. So this person could be like an art buff or a movie buff or a history buff or something like that. They could also have some interesting collections as well. And there was something else coming to me that I can't remember now. Oh yeah, I feel like with all of the legs here, you know, the tarantula has 8 legs, the starfish has 5 limbs. When I see a lot of arms and legs going on in a reading, I think of someone who is busy. Like they're very busy, or they have their fingers in a lot of pies. They're involved in a lot of things. So I do feel like this person is quite a busybody. You know, they're out and about. And I think especially it's likely that this person would do some kind of volunteer work, or it's like they might be on some kind of board, or they are involved with some kind of charity or nonprofit organization or something like that. I feel like they invest a lot of their time into serving others or serving the planet, regardless of whether that brings some kind of personal gain to them. I feel like, you know, with that sacrifice energy of Pisces and that compassion that I feel from this person, I think they really do a lot for those around them and for their community. And not just for the humans of the world, but like I said, for all of the creatures. So with this grounding card here, this is a card that makes me think of soul family when I get it in this deck, because there's this big tree on the earth. Trees make me think of family, I guess, like a family tree and having the same roots. And especially in this card, it looks like the tree was kind of beamed down onto earth with this light. You can think of it that way, or you can think of like higher powers looking down on the tree and blessing the tree. And when I got my first personal reading ever, the reader was explaining soul family to me, and she said it's like apples from the same tree, and that really stuck with me. So when I see trees, I just think of soul family. So I do believe that this person is a member of your soul family. And with the star here, maybe this is like your star family or star seed family. You resonate with the same star origins, but this is definitely somebody that you could share your spiritual journey with and talk about your spiritual insights. I know it's not every relationship that we can do that. At best, people might just kind of look at you funny and be like, yeah, that's cool. And at worst, you might actually be judged, or you might actually be shunned for expressing an interest in spirituality. But I feel like with this person, you can open up about all of your and anything that might make you feel weird or crazy. You can just say it without holding back. You can be like, I received the craziest download yesterday, or like if you're on a twin flame journey, you can talk about that. If you're in communication with beings from another dimension, you can talk about that. If you're working through past lives, you can talk about that. Because I feel like this person is aware of all of that kind of stuff. And I'm hearing like nothing is off limits or nothing is off the table. So I'm definitely getting spiritual buddy kind of vibes. Spiritual friend. I feel like buddy's kind of a light word. spiritual friend, spiritual companion, soul family on earth kind of vibes. And with this message, open to infinite possibility, one interpretation that I definitely feel from this is that being around this person and talking to this person really, really opens your mind to the consciousness that exists beyond this earth and really helps you to connect to your soul and to your spirit. And I also think that another interpretation of this is that this person is such a true friend to you and really believes that you can do anything and will always like hype you up so that you know that you can do anything in this life. You can do anything on this earth. So this is like a very supportive and loyal friend. And I didn't even think about this before. I think I was so focused on the family, soul family interpretation of the tree. But when I see a tree in a reading, it also makes me think of like your roots are firmly in the ground, and because of that you can grow really, really tall. So it's like this person brings you loyalty, this person brings you trust, this person brings you a solid foundation, and because of that you can really soar, you can really touch the sky. So I'm not sure about the nature of this relationship yet, like whether it's romantic, platonic, professional, whatever it is, but what I can say is that this person is really a true friend to you. This person will always be very, very loyal to you, and they'll always show you kindness and compassion. I just had this image of like you are ashamed of yourself for something, you're judging yourself for a mistake that you made, or like a dark past, some skeletons in your closet that you have, and this person makes you see that you're still pure of heart and that you're still a good person, and that whatever you did or whatever's in your past or whatever mistakes you've made haven't made you a bad person, and they show you forgiveness and they show you grace and they show you love, and they remind you that you're still whole and that you're still this beautiful pure light. That's really, really sweet. So let's roll the Astro dice. They're just almost tried to run away from me there. And I also just saw 1111, by the way, which I want to mention. And yeah, like you can even talk to this friend about like, oh my gosh, I saw this sign in synchronicity, or I had this really crazy dream, and you can work through it together about like what it might mean. And I just feel like that's going to be so much fun, especially if you guys haven't had someone like that in your life, or you don't have a whole lot of people like that in your life. You just kind of have to figure it out on your own, or like Google it by yourself. What does this sign in synchronicity mean? But this is someone you can like turn to and funly, that's not a word, but like talk about it in a fun way together, and you know, figure out how to piece together your spiritual experiences. Okay, so we have Jupiter, we have the 5th house. Ooh, okay, so this person brings a lot of fun to your life as well. And we have Aries energy, which I think I mentioned with the tarantula as well. And we had Pisces energy with Neptune. So Aries and Pisces are next to each other in the zodiac wheel. So when people have Pisces placements, it's common that they have Aries placements too. So that might be where a lot of this person's personal planets lie. And it's interesting that we have Jupiter too, because that's one of the planets that rules Pisces, the other one, Jupiter and Neptune. Oh my gosh. And then it also rules Sagittarius, and the 5th house rules Leo. So that's like literally all of the signs that we said: Pisces, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Those are the ones that are coming through very, very strongly. Yeah, this person could also have Aries, the sign of Aries, in the 5th house, which would likely make them a Sag rising, I want to say. They could even literally have Jupiter in Aries in the 5th house, although that's going to be much smaller percentage, obviously. I think Jupiter and Aries do people born in 1999 have Jupiter in Aries? I think so. 1999, 1987, roughly. Jupiter's sign is every 12 years, so you just subtract 12 years like that. But anyway, as I was saying, with Jupiter in the 5th house, this is someone who brings a lot of fun and passion into your life. You know, like we spoke about before, this person has their fingers in a lot of pies. So it's also likely that they have a lot of hobbies, and we know that they have a very interesting taste in art, and that art is something that this person really, really enjoys. So they might get you into that as well. They might put you on to some musicians or some like movie directors or some visual artists that you guys didn't previously know about, or some authors as well. I feel like they could also be into kind of spooky stuff with the tarantula. So they might have a kind of like goth aesthetic, or, you know, like a witchy aesthetic, or like macabre aesthetic. They could be one of those people who's really into Halloween, because I know some people really, really like Halloween. Yeah, like they might have a kind of dark or spooky taste as well. They might be really into horror movies or thriller movies, or like, I don't know, spooky artwork or something like that. But I think they're going to introduce you to a lot of really, really interesting art and new genres that maybe you hadn't really dipped your toes in before. And with the Aries energy here, I think that this person is a big motivator for you as well. It makes sense because they make you believe that you can do anything. They remind you of the infinite possibility that exists on this earth, and the infinite potential you have as a spirit who is incarnate on this earth. So, oh, I love that. I feel really, really strong friendship vibes, but at the same time, I don't feel so confident to say like, yep, this is just a friend. Like, it could very well be a romantic situation. You could collaborate with this person. But I feel like with this being a general reading, what I can say for everyone is like, you have an amazing friendship. The other aspects of your relationship, it might be varied, but I know that your friendship is rock solid. It's amazing. I just heard like it's a friendship that people would die to have, or like that so many people would wish that they had in their life. This person might also have unusual pets. I don't know, I'm just so focused on these interesting creatures. So, you know, most people would have like a pet dog, a pet cat. Maybe this person has a pet iguana, or I just recently heard like a friend of mine has a pet cockroach. So that's cool. But I don't know, what else? Like a pet, what's a weird pet? I don't know, a hedgehog? That's not very weird, but it's like, you know, you don't meet someone who has a hedgehog every day. So this person is also very clumsy. That was definitely not my display of clumsiness. That was definitely this person. I was just channeling. Oh, interesting. In that debacle, the Jupiter bloop, flipped over to Venus. So Venus in Aries could be one of their placements, or Venus in the 5th house. Okay, so we have the 3 of Cups, again, strong friendship vibes. The Empress, what's interesting that it just flipped to Venus and then we got the Empress, because the Empress is related to the planet of Venus. Also, the Empress is related to Taurus and Libra. We have the 5 of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. And then at the bottom, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, like I said with the 3 of Cups, again, this is like very strong friendship vibes. If you do end up in a romantic relationship with this person, like if that's on the table, I feel like the dynamic of your relationship is unconventional in some way. Just for example, like a polyamorous situation, or an open relationship, or something like that, or like you just are off doing your own thing more than most couples. Like there's something about your dynamic that people like don't get. I'm not saying like if you guys don't want that kind of thing, then just ignore me. But if this is a romantic connection, I feel like there's something about it where people are like, wait, so you're a couple but you don't do XYZ, or like, so you're a couple but you do this and that. I don't get it. Like, there's some vibe like that I'm getting. So the Three of Cups can also indicate that you would meet this person through like a third party introduction. So you could have a mutual friend, mutual acquaintance, or even someone you work with could introduce you to this person. This could also be that you guys meet at some kind of party, at an event, at a concert, at a festival, something like that. The Three of Cups indicates, you know, an environment where people are merrymaking, and with Venus right next to it, with the Empress right next to it, I feel like a lot of art would be present in the environment that you guys are meeting in. So it could be something like a concert or a musical or a festival of some kind where like beauty and art is being appreciated, or where people are dressed up to the nines, like where people are dressed up very nice. And the Three of Cups could also indicate that there is some like drinking or alcohol involved. It could even be a club, honestly. Some kind of party, some kind of club. But yeah, it's like a merrymaking setting where I think that you're going to meet this person. With the Empress here, this is a card of such deep love, and I'm not surprised to see this at all, because I think that you and this person just fall in such deep love together, whether that is platonic love or romantic love, it doesn't matter. But the Empress is infinitely loving, nurturing, accepting, and compassionate, and I feel like you become each other's best friends and each other's biggest support system, and you get through anything together. I'm seeing these two people on the Five of Pentacles card as you guys, like, even if you were hobbling on crutches in the middle of a blizzard out in the cold, you would make it through together. And maybe you guys will be going through some tough times together, or you will witness each other going through like respective tough times. I'm just hearing like, because these are very opposite energies. It's like for better or for worse. We're together even if I'm this thriving, abundant, beautiful Empress, and even when I'm this shabby, sick, going without in this kind of energy too. I love you all the same. I don't love you more when you're the Empress, and I don't love you less when you're the Five of Pentacles. I love you because you're you, and I've seen you through all of this, and that's why we grew strong like this tree. So this is like I'm here for life. I'm here through thick and thin. I'm here in sickness and in health, whatever. It's almost like a wedding vow, even if it's like a platonic marriage, a friendship marriage. That's the kind of loyalty that you demonstrate to each other. With the Empress energy here, and also with the Ace of Pentacles, I do think it's very, very likely that you would create something with this person, because the Empress is about birth, fertility, birthing things into the world, whether it's a child, an idea, a business. I do feel that you are going to collaborate and create something with this person. With the Ace of Pentacles, it's like you're presenting something out into the world. And I do think it's something that will make you a pretty penny. I do think it's something that you will be financially compensated for, and that you will gain prosperity from. And it's likely creative in nature with the Ace of Wands too. You would have to watch Luna's reading to get more details about what exactly it is. But yes, there are strong collaboration vibes here as well. Another thing about this person with the Empress and Neptune, I feel like they're extremely beautiful. They may not be they may not have a conventional aesthetic, but they're undeniably very, very beautiful. Like, let's say, for example, this is a goth person. Like, they go with the goth aesthetic. Just for an example, even someone who's not into goth stuff or is not into that kind of aesthetic, like that's really not their style, they still couldn't deny like, oh shit, they're very, very attractive though. So it's like, it's not because of like their clothes or how they dress. It's like just them. Their natural self is so beautiful from the inside out. This is the vibe that I'm getting from them. And they also have a very good taste and a very good sense of like, of what is beautiful. And I feel like this person kind of pushes the envelope. Yeah, this is an artist for sure. They're not just an appreciator of art, they also put forth art. And yeah, they like push the boundaries, and they have a way of luring people in. I feel like there's something about Neptune that is like seductive as well, if I'm not mistaken, such that like even people who are not into that kind of thing, usually they just can't deny it. Like they can't deny that it's beautiful. And again, I feel like there's something kind of dark or kind of like spooky or just kind of weird about their taste, but people can't look away. People can't get enough. And so they're kind of like pushing the boundaries of what people are used to seeing, which is really cool. With the Five of Pentacles next to this, it's so interesting. I feel like this person is not super wealthy, but they feel wealthy. You know, they carry themselves like an empress, and they're a true example that, you know, true wealth and true abundance is not determined by what you have in your bank account. It's a way of being. It's your mindset. It's your essence. This person feels like, I have loved ones in my life. I love myself. I get to enjoy amazing art. I get to have amazing experiences. I love my companion animals. I love the planet. I'm rich, like period. That's it. And so this person's richness, this person's Empress energy does not come from material things. I think definitely wealth is something that's going to come in their future, and likely with you, like something that you guys do together, but that was never really their goal. And they're gonna feel just as much of an empress before they get this wealth as after. Like it doesn't really change anything, so it doesn't get to their head. And again, with that grounding, another interpretation that I didn't really think of, it's like this person is very, very down to earth. This person is very, very humble, and I bet you when they get all of this wealth, they're gonna keep living the same lifestyle, and they would likely donate a lot of it as well, because we know that they're so compassionate. We know that they're, you know, supporting other causes. They're likely involved with some kind of charity or volunteer work as well. And that's probably why they're not super wealthy in the first place. They're like, I don't want to have this excess if someone else needs it more than me. That's just how they are. But yeah, it's so interesting too. I just noticed that we have two aces next to each other. And I just saw 27. So we had 11 earlier, and then we have 1 here. So that's another 11. We have 2 3s next to each other here. So seeing repeating 1s or seeing repeating 3s might be significant to this connection. Even I feel quite spacey when I'm doing this reading, but I think that if you're seeing those numbers, it could be a sign that this person is drawing near, or it's like a foreshadowing of the amazing things that you will create together. But this person definitely brings you a new and fresh perspective with the Ace of Wands here. There could be a bit of like a sexual attraction with the Ace of Wands. Of course, take that if it resonates, but like the Ace of Wands and the Three of Cups, this could be like a friends with benefits kind of situation, or maybe the label of your relationship is kind of complicated, because again, I felt like there were some people who didn't get it, like, why don't you just do this with your relationship? Or like, I don't get why you don't do that, or why you do this. But yeah, I don't know. Ace of Wands does make me think of like sexual energy. It could also just be more broadly related to passion. I definitely think that this person brings passion into your life and encourages you to follow your passion. But it's like after this person comes into your life, the world kind of feels like a fairy tale, or the world feels like a work of art. or your life feels like a romanticized movie that you're living in. They bring in, with that Neptune energy, it's like they make your life feel like a work of art or like a movie, like a fantasy. They bring that spark back. They bring that vividness back. They bring that zest for life back, or they help you to find it within yourself because you're inspired by the way they move through the world. So this is just such an amazing person. Both of you, honestly, both of you. So to finish off this reading now, we're gonna take some tea leaf cards to see what else you guys need to know. Ooh, okay, we have woman, dealings or relationship with a woman. So this person, probably a woman. Or at the very least, very in touch with their feminine side. I also think they could have longer hair, regardless of their gender. We have parrot. Maybe they have a pet parrot. Oh, the other card that came out is man. Okay, so never mind. Thanks for being so straightforward. It could be a woman. It could also be a man. Well, whatever. Gender doesn't matter anyway. Whatever. Maybe this person is non-binary. So someone will gossip about all your secrets. You know, the Three of Cups can also talk about gossip sometimes, and I do think that there's going to be a little bit of a buzz around you guys and what you're doing. I do think that this is likely fueled by jealousy. I'm thinking it's like people who low-key want to be friends with you, but they're kind of intimidated, and maybe they're just kind of talking smack about you to boost their confidence or something. It's like, I know you kind of like me. I know you're watching me. I know you're a fan. It's like that kind of energy. Why can't we just all get along? Don't be scared. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting. But yeah, I feel like you guys are the talk of the town because you have a very interesting relationship like we established before. You guys are the best of friends and you have a friendship that a lot of people wish they had. If you have an ex-friend or an ex-best friend, or maybe this person has one, you could have like a jealous ex-best friend who's just talking crap because they miss you, they miss your friendship or something like that. But yeah, with this parrot card here, you guys might feel inclined to keep what you do a little bit more private. Just keep it to yourself. People don't get it, they don't have to get it. It's also interesting that this woman and man look very alike. They both have a bun. They both have amazing facial structure. They both pale. And I'm not saying you guys look like this, but you guys might be, even if you're not the same gender, you could look very, very similar. Especially like really down to the smallest details that could be kind of spooky. And this might be like the marks of your soul family-ness. Like you might have a really specific birthmark that is the same, or your hairline is exactly the same, or your dimples are exactly the same, or your earlobes or something like that. You just look very, very similar. Oh, you know, I was taking the bottom of the deck energy, I think, for the other groups, but I already started shuffling, so let's take another one and then we can look at the bottom. Ooh, so we have Moon, changes in your life. And then we have Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. I really like these together because, as you guys might know, the Tower in tarot is very, very scary, but it does bring about powerful and necessary change. But this Tower is not scary at all. Solid foundation, success with effort. So I don't know if this is necessarily related to this relationship, but for those of you who are going through a transitional phase in your life right now, or you have one coming up and you're nervous about it, I feel like it's gonna go very, very smoothly. Like if you're like changing jobs and you're nervous, or if you have to move and you're nervous, or if you're, I don't know, becoming a parent and you're nervous, I think that this is showing, ooh, We also have February. This transition is going to go as smooth as it could possibly go, and there's nothing to worry about. February could be a birth month. Late February born people are Piscean, so it could be a birth month, or it could be the month that you're going to meet this individual. But those are all the messages I see for you guys. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you, even though I feel like I was a little bit spacey and definitely clumsy. But let's say that's your energy. I'm just channeling it. Anyway, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. I just saw 3636, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out Luna's video as well, because we definitely want to see what you guys are creating together. We did not get into that in this reading, but in Luna's reading, you'll see more about what you're doing with this person in your relationship together. What are you creating? What are you achieving? What are you learning from each other? How are you making each other feel? How are you impacting each other? So your journey together is going to be uncovered in Luna's reading. So that will be linked down below if you guys want to check it out. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below for you as well. Group number 3, I'm sending so much love to you, to this person, and to your spiritual teams, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the Lepidolite, this is going to be your reading. So the very first thing that we have to see is, who is this person? Who is entering your life? What are they like? So that's what we're going to be looking at with these oracle cards right here. And let's just get right into it. So for your first card, we have the 6th house with sustainability. We also have the number 44 here. So we have some repeating 4s going on, and this is also group number 4. We have the snake, soul name, and the groundhog spirit, time to let go, and then 31, which also reduces to 4. So 4 is a very, very significant number for this connection. Your group 4, and then you have 44 and 4 here. Oh, and there's 4 4s. So if you guys have been seeing this number, or if you start seeing this number, this person is coming into your life. Literally, as I said that, the camera timer was at 111. It's not 4s, but it's still a confirmation. If you are seeing repeating 4s or repeating 1s as well, this person is coming into your life. I also think with repeating number 4s, it's a sign that this connection that we are looking at here is heavily fated. You were destined to meet this person. You were destined to come into union with them. I feel like for many of you, you've even been trying to manifest this person into your life. So for some of you, you might know who this is, and this is like a specific person that you've been trying to manifest a union with, but it could also be someone you haven't met yet. Like for example, you're trying to manifest a partner into your life. You're trying to manifest your soulmate into your life whom you haven't met yet. But I feel like you've been longing for this person. You've been wishing for this person, trying to come into alignment with them. If you guys do feel like you have a twin flame and you resonate with that journey and that label, just for that crowd, I do want to say that soul name is a card that really, really indicates that strongly to me, because there's this concept of two humans sharing a soul. So if you were the same soul, you would have the same soul name, right? So I know that that's not everybody's journey, but I really wanted to mention that for those of you who are in a twin flame journey, this is like a big confirmation of that for me. But what I can say at the very least is that this is someone that your soul resonates with on a very, very deep level, and you do have a very strong spiritual connection to this person. There's a lot of repeating S's here as well, like 6, sustainability, snake, soul, spirit. So this could be their initials, first, middle, or last name. It could also be the name of the city or country that they come from. I also want to say the city or country where you will meet, which I haven't been saying for the other groups, but maybe that's significant for you guys. Like, I don't know, Seoul is the first city that comes to my mind. It could be that they're from there, or you are meeting in that city that starts with an S, and so it's like significant. Oh, like even me, I met my current partner in Shibuya, the city Shibuya, which starts with an S. So like, anyway, it's not about me, but just for an example. With the sixth house here, this is Virgo energy. The sixth house is related to Virgo. And then with the snake, we also have earth sign energy. So Virgo again, as well as Taurus and Capricorn. And even the groundhog reminds me of earth because they live in the earth, they live in the ground. So again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn could be significant. What I said with another group that had a lot of the same element appearing is that in addition to being indicative of an earth sign, it could also be indicating that you and this person share the same element, you know, because the same element is repeating over and over. So it could also be, for example, you're both fire signs, you're both water signs, you're both air signs, you know, you share the same element like that. But getting into their personality with the sixth house here, I feel like this is someone who really has their life together. And I also feel like saying they have been in the process of getting it together since you've been apart. So for some of you, this is like a reunion. You're manifesting someone back into your life, or you already know this person and they've been in the process of really getting their life together, getting their ducks in a row, creating a good routine, creating structure in their life, and most importantly, cultivating a sense of responsibility, really taking responsibility for themselves and taking care of themselves and creating a good life for themselves and building a routine that is conducive to their success and getting to know themselves. Like, I feel like this person, either like self-improvement is just a strong part of their personality, or they're entering into a chapter where they're really, really focused on self-improvement and like taking responsibility and getting their life structured. I feel like this is somebody who, whatever they do for a living, it's heavily focused on the service to other people. And I think that this person is highly intelligent, and whatever they do for a living, it's like you have to be really clever. You have to be able to manage a lot of things at the same time, like have a lot of tabs open in your brain, as I like to say, at the same time. Maybe you have to remember a lot of things, a lot of names, a lot of faces, a lot of terminology, a lot of technology or something like that. And there was something else. Oh, and maybe have some like analytical skills as well with that sixth house and Virgo energy. But yeah, I feel like this person is mentally quite sharp, very intelligent. I think they articulate themselves very, very well, which they could use in many different ways. Let's just say that they could be quite persuasive, and you know, maybe that helps them in their career too, like if they're in sales or if they have to talk in front of a lot of people. But yeah, I think this person has like a way with words as well. And with this word sustainability, on one hand, I do think this could, again, be speaking to them creating a lifestyle that is sustainable for them, meaning that, you know, they take care of themselves so that they don't burn out, so that they don't get sick, and, you know, finding consistency in their life. But I also kind of took this sustainability literally, that maybe this person is like focused on minimizing their impact on the environment, you know, like using sustainable resources or reusable resources and like minimizing waste in their life or something like that, and just trying to live a simple life. With the snake here, I'm just looking at the chakra and the wheel on this card, and then the flower of life, and the snake is like enclosed around it. I feel like there's a highly spiritual side to this person that they keep to themselves. It could be for a variety of reasons. They might just be keeping their relationship with spirit sacred, like just keeping it for themselves. They could feel like people wouldn't understand it. They could be afraid of being judged. I feel like that's less of them. I feel like for most it's, you know, this is my sacred relationship with spirit and I just want to keep it to myself. And people aren't really going to understand anyway. I feel like, you know, again, with this person having a very big mind, for lack of a better word, and having a very high intelligence, even like a higher intelligence, a higher consciousness, I feel like a lot of their understanding and a lot of their wisdom would kind of just go over everybody's head. And I think at one point in their life that made them feel kind of lonely and kind of isolated. But at this point, they're just like, they've made peace with it. Like, I understand that my relationship to spirit and my spiritual insights are not something that just anybody could understand, and I'm okay with it. And, you know, if one day they find someone, hint, hint, who can understand it, that's you. That will be a lovely day for them. But yeah, with the snake, I feel like they keep that part of them sacred, much like the flower of life is, you know, safely enclosed within the snake. I also think that the snake could be a sign that they're constantly reinventing themselves, like how a snake sheds their skin. And that goes again with like growth and self-improvement. And maybe this person had to walk away from some connections where it's like people who wanted them to stay in their same snake skin forever. The analogy that's coming to my mind is like when a musical artist is evolving their sound and, you know, maybe they're changing up their genre or changing up their aesthetic because they're exploring, right? They're exploring, they're experimenting, they're finding themselves. And then people say like, I miss the old you. And it's like, okay, then go listen to my old music. Like you can't tell me to stop growing. You can't tell me to stop evolving. So if there were some influences in this person's life, you know, people who wanted to keep them as the old them all the time, stay in their comfort zone, don't evolve, don't progress, they might have had to, you know, boot that out of their life. If you've been involved with this person before, you resonate with like you've been involved with them, there's a separation, they're coming back. Maybe that was something that put a strain on your connection, like because they kept these influences around them that wanted them to stay small, that wanted them to stay the same forever. And you could see that, but they weren't budging, something like that. The snake can also be indicative of year of the snake, which would be, what would be I think 2001 is probably the youngest snake year that would be on this channel. So 2001, 1989, 1977, 1965, and then you just keep going back 12 years. But yeah, year of the snake might be significant. It definitely doesn't have to be. Snake could also be like, I'm just thinking of how snakes are smooth. Like they feel smooth and they slither smoothly, and like this person is a smooth talker as well. And I'm also thinking of how snakes are cold-blooded. I feel like this person could very often be misunderstood as being cold. But that's not the case. If you know this person well, you know that they have the biggest heart, but they're reserved about it or they're selective about it. It's like this person is kind, but they're not necessarily nice. Do you know what I mean? And that's something I've been like thinking about lately, or that's been brought to my attention by spirit lately, is like the difference between being kind and being nice. You much rather have a kind person in your life than a nice person. Because you can be nice and not be kind, right? Nice is just like flattery. Nice is just like appeasing people, you know, niceties. And I feel like this person is just past that. They're like, I don't need to flatter you. I don't need to placate you, I think is the word. I don't need to appease you. I don't need to smile. I just, you know, but I'm kind. I'm a good person, and my loved ones will know that. They'll see my warmth and my compassion and my heart of gold. And maybe not everybody sees that because they're not close with me like that, and that's okay. I feel like this person is very mature. It's like they've stopped caring about people pleasing and, you know, blowing sunshine and rainbows up people's butts. they're just in their own lane and they're just living their life. And I love it. And I love to see that. Soul name, we already spoke about it. There could be something about this person's voice that feels very, very familiar to you, even if you haven't met them before. Something about their voice. Some of you guys might be hearing this person's voice before you meet them or before you see them in person. Maybe you're like talking on the phone, or I don't know, like you hear some recording of their voice, or maybe you're like, when you meet them, they're like off talking to someone else. So you hear their voice first and then you're like, oh my gosh, that voice. And you turn around and see them. Or you just really like their voice. But yeah, I think there's something about that. There's something about that as well. And with the groundhog spirit, time to let go, I'm just thinking of Groundhog Day, which is in February. So the month of February might be significant, whether that's somebody's birth month or a month that you will meet this person or that you did meet. But with time to let go, again, this could be someone that you've let go of and now they're coming back into your life, or in your process of manifesting this person, because this is someone that, like I said, I feel you've been trying to bring into your life. Learning how to let go might have been very, very important. Again, I'm just thinking of Groundhog Day, where like, depending, you know, the groundhog comes out of the hole or whatever. I don't actually know what it is, but depending on whether or not you see the groundhog's shadow, it's like spring is coming sooner or spring is coming later. So it's that feeling of like, I feel like there's been this anticipation building up. Like, is this the day that I'm going to meet them? Or is this the month? Is this the year that I'm going to meet them? And no, okay, maybe next time. There could be some of this going on in this connection where you feel like you've been waiting, you've been anticipating, and you've had to let go of the outcome and let go of the timing. And with all of this number 4, right, this is highly fated. Destiny's really playing a role here. So I think divine timing and divine orchestration has been really, really strong in this connection. So let's roll the Astro dice now and see what other information we can get. Okay, so we have, ooh, wait. Oh no, wait. This is a 9, I think, because the dot is at the bottom, but it came out like this and I was like, ooh, another 6, like the 6th house. But yes, oh God. No, yeah, it was 9. Oh, wow. So we have Jupiter, 9, and Pisces. It's very interesting because Jupiter and the 9th house are related, because Jupiter rules over Sagittarius, which is related to the 9th house. And Jupiter and Pisces are also related because Jupiter is one of Pisces' ruling planets. Jupiter is actually in Pisces. Oh, it might not be in Pisces when this video is up, so never mind. Never mind, I didn't say anything. But this person could have Jupiter in Pisces in their birth chart, or they could have Jupiter in the 9th house, or they could have Pisces in the 9th house, which I think would make them a Cancer rising. They could be a Cancer rising. But with Jupiter in the 9th house here, this person could be from a different country than you, like different nationality, different culture, different background, or just have lived a very different life from you up until now, such that you have a lot to learn from each other. You can gain a lot of knowledge and insight from each other's experiences. Could also be indicating that this person is highly educated. So maybe they have their master's degree or PhD, or it doesn't have to be from an institution, but you know, they could be very highly educated or very highly knowledgeable in a specific field. And with Pisces here, I do feel like this person has a lot of spiritual knowledge, but like they don't really talk about it, or they don't really show it. They have a lot of spiritual knowledge, whether that's like they studied it, or they astral projected and they met a spirit guide who told them, or it's come to them through their intuition. This is a very, very spiritually knowledgeable and wise person. So let's get into the tarot now and see what else we can uncover about this connection. I will say, I am kind of getting romantic vibes here, or just like a very, very strong spiritual connection, soul sibling connection, but there is a deep, deep love here. And with Lepidolite, I feel like this person has an incredibly calming effect on you that is effective even remotely. Like just thinking about them calms you down, or just feeling their energy calms you down. Lepidolite is a stone that can soothe anxiety and depression. So I'm getting that healing kind of energy from them. Okay, what tarot cards do we have for group number 4? High Priestess. Yeah, so they are highly, highly psychic. And this can also be indicative of the spiritual connection that you have with this person, which you probably already knew. But this card is here to confirm that. High Priestess also means that when this person comes into your life, or comes back into your life, they will be coming towards you and not the other way around. So they will be approaching you. They will be making the first move. So, you know, I do think, like I said, you guys are trying to manifest this person. Sorry, that's broken record. But if you're wondering, like, should I be taking action, or should I be waiting for them? Should I be trusting the process? I'm never going to say no to inspired action, but I definitely think that when it comes to this connection, like, it's their time to move towards you, or it's their turn to move towards you. So I don't think that you have to be sitting around like, oh, I should be taking action. What should I be doing? You don't have to worry about it. If there's an action that you should take, you'll do it anyway. It won't be planned. It won't be intentional. It won't be so conscious. You'll just naturally do it. But they'll be coming towards you. Was there something else? No. Maybe, but not right now. What else do we have for group? Let me get that. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, which fell down on the floor. Very interesting how these come out. We're literally just saying they will come towards you, and look what we have. We have the Knight of Wands who's like, da-da-da. Wait, let me do a little. That's the sound of the horse. Coming in to make an offer to the High Priestess very, very confidently. So when this person comes into your life, when this person approaches you, they will do so with confidence. They will come right up to you and strike up a conversation. I feel like I'm getting the vibes of like, you're at the same place. For some reason, I'm imagining you outside and it's like dusk or it's evening. I'm imagining you outside and this person just walks up to you and starts a conversation, or they just go right into your DMs and just send you a message. I feel like they're going to be pretty bold and pretty confident. They're definitely very attracted to you, and they're definitely going to make that known to you. And we also have the Moon. So in addition to a lot of earth energy, there's a lot of water energy as well, because we have Pisces here, we have Pisces here, we have water energy here. Earth and water, it could be that the summer and fall seasons are going to be significant, because I'm just thinking of like Cups and Pentacles, aka water and earth, which would relate to summer and fall season. Whenever those seasons happen to be where you are in the world, and, you know, whenever you happen to stumble upon this video, the next time those seasons are rolling around, that could be a significant time. But it's so funny because I was just thinking, like, I'm picturing you guys outside in the evening, and then the moon came out. The moon, obviously, nighttime, because the moon is there. And the High Priestess as well. The High Priestess is indicative of nighttime. I am getting more summer vibes than fall, honestly. It's like a balmy summer night. I don't know. That's like the vibe that I'm getting. Maybe there's like a beach nearby or something like that. Or you could meet this person like when you're traveling, when you're on vacation, with the 9th house here and with the Jupiter energy here as well. It's really interesting, and I don't know if I've interpreted the moon like this sometimes before. I'm just looking at the canine creatures, the dogs, and they're making me think of loyal companions. And I was just thinking with the Knight of Wands, you know, he's very confident, he's very smooth talker, like we said with the snake. And he's very attracted to you. And, you know, because this person is coming on strongly, and, you know, the wand suit, it is about passion and sparks. I feel like they could open with like a comment on your beauty or your physical attractiveness. And they might kind of come across in a player way at first. And the moon is about illusions as well. But they're actually very loyal to you. They're actually very committed to you. So like if this is a new person coming into your life, your first impression of them might be like, oh, this is an F person trying to make their move on me. Or like they probably say this to everyone that they come up to, or they just kind of come off as a player, but they're just confident and they feel really strongly about you, and they're going to let you know. One thing about this person, remember, they don't care about putting on airs for people or flattering people. So what they say is what they mean, and what they mean is what they say. And if they're coming up to you and saying like, I really like you, I think you're very attractive, whatever it is, they're saying that because that's truly, like, that's just purely what was in their heart and what they wanted to say to you, you know? And unfortunately, we have some less genuine people running around and making Knight of Wands look bad, but this person is very genuine, and this person wants to be true to you, and this person wants to be loyal to you. So I feel like the moon is representing that that illusion. Ooh. Okay, how many is that? 3. Okay, normally I've been doing 4 and then bottom of the deck energy, so 5 in total. But for you guys, I'll just take the remainder of these, and that will be what we have. Queen of Cups, even more water. 8 of Cups. And then the 2 of Cups. Okay. Interesting. So we're like seeing the story of your first encounter or your next encounter. So yes, like I said, when this person approaches you, you're kind of thinking you might be thinking they're a player, or maybe this is like retelling to you your first meeting so that you know who this is, you know? Like if you've already met this person, this might be describing like the night that you first met, so that you're like, oh, it's that person coming into my life. I recognize this story. I'm seeing the Knight of Wands approaches the High Priestess and is coming on to the High Priestess very strongly. I'm going to be using genders probably, because there's like the Knight and the Queen, but just disregard the genders. You know, he's coming on very strongly to the High Priestess and really letting the High Priestess know about his attraction to her. And she's saying like, I think I'm getting kind of player vibes from this person, or like F person vibes. I just want to keep my heart protected. I just want to keep my guard up a little bit, because the Queen of Cups, she keeps her cup closed. In other cup cards, we see an open cup. The Queen of Cups is closed. So maybe the Queen of Cups, aka the High Priestess, you know, she's playing a little bit hard to get to this Knight, or just not putting all of her cards on the table, or just staying a little bit guarded because she doesn't know what this Knight of Wands is all about yet. And with the 8 of Cups here, I feel like the Knight of Wands is like, okay, you know, I shot my shot and walks away, because the 8 of Cups is about walking away. And then I feel this kind of almost like regret from the High Priestess. Like, I wish I could talk to them for a little bit longer. I wish that I could have gotten closer to them, or I wish that I hadn't judged so quickly. With the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups, maybe, you know, she starts to have some spiritual revelations. She starts to have some dreams. She starts to see some synchronicities. She starts to feel a certain kind of way about the Knight of Wands energy, and starts to realize the soul that she was dealing with. I wish I judged the situation differently. I wish we could still be together. I wish I had another chance to see him. It's like this kind of feeling. And then the Two of Cups represents the reunion. So there's like a first impression where things didn't really come through in the way that you wanted, or you feel left unfulfilled. You feel like there's unfinished business. You feel like you should have gotten closer. You feel like you should have meshed together more. And then Spirit's like, I got you. This was all part of the plan. Like, you're coming back together. There's like a coming together and then a coming back. And Spirit's showing you, like, you can't get rid of me. You can't get rid of this connection that easily. Come on now. Even if you're playing a little bit hard to get, even if you didn't know what you were dealing with at first, and now you're kicking yourself, don't worry, I got you. This was part of the plan. And so then there's a reunion. You're coming back together with this Two of Cups. And yes, I do feel like for a lot of you, this is like a romantic situation. I guess if I could give another example's coming to me, and I don't know if it's like hypothetical just so that you understand the feeling, or if it's like someone specific out there would resonate with it, but I just got this feeling of like, it's like you met, this is very, very specific. Let's say there's this artist you like called Mike Jones and you love Mike Jones's work. And then one day you're at a party and this random guy comes up to you and you're like, seems like a player, and then leaves. And then you find out that was Mike Jones, but like you didn't know before. You're like, shit, no. It's like this kind of misjudging, and then like when you realize, you're like, oh no, I wish that I could see them again. No, I wanted to talk to them more. I need to find them again. It's that kind of image was coming to me. Interesting. You guys, if you pick this group and you know what this is talking about, you'll have to let me know, because it's very interesting. This is one of the more interesting piles. I love all my piles equally, but I just have to say, this is very interesting. It's like a saga. Okay, so finally we're gonna get into the tea leaf cards. See what else you guys need to know. Caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Heart, love, deep affection, and caring. Oh. You guys could experience clairsentience with this person, feeling their emotions and they feel your emotions. We have dragon with beware of self-delusion. I'm honestly not really worried about this message, because when I saw the dragon, look, marriage just came out. When I saw the dragon, what came to my mind really, really strongly was like an image of a dragon protecting treasure. So I think this just means you're protected, you're divinely protected. You're so precious to me, like from this person's higher self. Beware of self-delusion. I also think this is like, remember how small you are and remember how big the universe is. What might seem difficult or impossible or unrealistic to you, the universe can rearrange like that. So even if you're this little caterpillar, you can't even fathom that you could become a butterfly. To your little caterpillar brain, that seems ridiculous. You feel, oh, I'm delusional. It feels impossible. The universe is like, oh, I've seen a million caterpillars before. Of course you're gonna be a butterfly. You see, like, change that seems impossible or unfathomable to us, we have to remember our perspective is really small and dumb, and the universe's perspective is the whole, it's the universe, it's the whole galaxy, it's everything. Just because we can't see with our perspective, it doesn't mean the universe doesn't have a plan. So just like remember that. It's kind of like, I guess, humbling your ego, putting your ego in its place a bit. We have marriage, which I don't need to explain. Dog, protection from a powerful friend. And I was using the dogs as a symbol of like a loyal companion as well. And then we have hammock, taking a vacation. What did I say? I said you might meet this person on vacation. But also, give yourself a break. With the High Priestess, we even had that, like, sit back. You don't need to like push yourself to take any action. If there's an action you need to take, you'll do it naturally. You won't even be thinking about like, this is an action that I'm taking to go towards union. It will just happen naturally. Relax. It's like, take your mind off of it. Spirit's got it. I feel like this self-delusion is you thinking like you're in control, or that you have to control the situation, and Spirit is saying like, just lay back. I got this. I got this. Yes? Okay, so group number 4. These are all the messages I have for you, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out Luna's reading if you feel like doing that. Just for a reminder, in Luna's reading, she's going to be seeing what your relationship looks like with this person. So once you come into this union, what's next? What does your future hold with them? What will you do together? What will you create together? What will you achieve together? How will you impact each other? How will your connection grow and develop from here on out? That's what we're going to be seeing in Luna's reading. So that will be linked down below if you guys are interested. I also have a Patreon, so if you're interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below as well. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song. So if you're interested in listening to the full version of that or any of my other songs, that music channel will be linked down below for you too. Group number 4, I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, and to your spiritual teams, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 5s, so if you guys chose the Ametrine, this is going to be your reading. So the very first thing that we have to do is figure out who is coming through, what's their personality, what are they like. So that's what we're going to do with these oracle cards here. So let's get right into it. Your very first card is Conjunction with Alliance. Then we have Eagle, Soul Song, and Hummingbird Spirit, Be Here Now. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing is that we got a whole lot of birds. We have a whole lot of birds going on here. We have a flock of geese, we have an eagle, we have a hummingbird. You know what, group number 5? So I said in the intro of this video, I wanted to keep it open, like if one person wants to come through or multiple people want to come through in this reading. And up until now, like groups 1 through 4, it has been just one person coming through. But this is the first group where I feel like we might be dealing with a group of people, like you're finding your flock, you know? I'm also thinking of that expression, birds of a feather flock together. I feel like you're finding a group of people that you really, really vibe with. Even Soul Song, it's like these people speak your language. They speak the language of your soul, or they sing the song of your soul, like your tribe. This could be a group of friends, it could be a group of coworkers, it could even be a group of classmates, but I definitely think that this is several people. And you guys were also drawn to the Ametrine, which is like balancing of masculine, feminine energies. And I'm kind of taking that literally in this case, where this could be a group that's like mixed genders and just a very diverse group in general, because we have all these different kinds of birds. We have geese, we have eagles, we have hummingbirds, all very, very different. Yet they're all birds. They all flock together. So I feel like this is a group of people who are very diverse. So like I said, different genders, different ages, maybe different countries. But when you come together, your souls speak the same language and sing the same song. And so like the bond that you have, the love that your souls have for each other, it transcends all of your physical and 3D differences. And I was even thinking like a lot of these cards have an orangey yellow glow to them, and these are colors that just really make me think of like being so joyful, being so cheerful, being so carefree. Like I feel these are people who just really light you up and make you overflow with joy. The other thing I want to say, like, you know, this could have been any animal, right? We could have gotten, I don't know, a group of bears, a group of turtles, but it's specifically birds. And I'm thinking of how birds are free and they fly and soar really high. I feel like this is a group of people who really make you feel like the sky is the limit when it comes to your path and what you can do with your life. And I feel like after these people come into your life, you just really start thriving and you really start hitting all the goals that you want to hit. It's like they're open-minded, you know? How can I guess like they're big-minded. They think big, they dream big, they go for it. You know, there's some people who are like, oh, that's what you want to do with your life? Good luck with that. It's really unlikely to be successful, and kind of, you know, make their mind smaller or make their world smaller. And I feel like these people are like, oh, that's what you want to do? That's awesome. Like, let's make it happen. Let's go for it. And they really believe that anything is possible. And they're not going to downsize their dreams just to be more understandable to the general population or to be more realistic. Like, I didn't come here to be realistic. I didn't come here to be practical. I came here to make waves. I came here to soar. I came here to make my dreams a reality. So just being around this type of person who really believes that the sky is the limit and anything is possible. And I feel like you would never hear these people say never, never say never, or that's impossible, or you can't do it. They're very like, let's go, let's do it. And even just like when I started filming this reading, I was feeling so like, yeah, let's go. I was revved up, which is unusual because I just came home from a long day, and normally I would like take a little break and eat a snack and just chill, but I got home and I was like, let's go. I was like, let's go, let's film this reading. So I can feel the revved up energy from these people. With conjunction, oh, you know what else is so cool? Like, eagle is the highest flying bird. So I feel like that's very symbolic. And also hummingbirds can fly in any direction, right? Like they can even go backwards. Yeah, they can go like up, down, left, right, forwards, backwards. They can go in all directions. So it's like there's no limit to how high you can soar, and you can go in any direction you want. And we'll go together with the Canada geese, and we'll flock together, and we'll do it together. We'll work together. This is really beautiful. Also, we do have Canada geese and eagles, which are like, make me think of America. So maybe these are like North American people, Canadian and American people. I don't know if hummingbird is like related to any specific country. Maybe I'm gonna look that up. I'll put a note if I find something, but if not, then I didn't find anything. But yeah, with conjunction and alliance and with the flock that's working together to fly in a certain direction, I do feel like you share a common goal with these people. So you could be working on some kind of project together, like coworkers or classmates, like I said before. With Soul Song, this is very specific, but you guys could even be a band. Like these could be bandmates if you're into music, or like a choir, or you play your music together or something like that. It could very well be a group of friends, but I feel like you would all be very driven or maybe share a common goal. And it's like you keep each other motivated and you keep each other accountable in your work, in your studies, in the pursuit of your goals. And it feels like you're stronger because you have each other. You're stronger in numbers. And especially if you guys have anything that you're pursuing that most people don't really understand, most people think it's weird or it's impractical or it's unrealistic or it's, you know, it's too big of a goal. If there's any dream you have that you felt other people could not relate or you didn't get support, I feel like this is your tribe that will really support you. Or if you guys have interests where people are like, you like that, or like, that's weird. I know, like, you know, I was really into Japan. I mean, obviously I still like Japan, but I was really, really into Japan and Japanese stuff as a kid. And I never really got that. Most people were like, oh, that's super cool. But then when I met other foreigners who like Japan, a lot of people were like bullied for it when they were younger, which is so weird. But I guess, you know, that's a thing for people to be like, oh, you're interested in that. Why would you like that? That's this, that's that. Like, you know, whatever. It's immature, right? To judge other people's interests and other people's dreams, but it does happen. Even grown ass adults do it. So, you know, if you guys have had any experiences like that, I feel like this is a group where you'll feel really understood and you'll feel really validated. And I know we always talk about like validation comes from within, but I also think that healing happens with other people. And I feel like you guys could go through some healing if you have been dismissed or if you've been like shut down or even ridiculed for the things that you love and the things that you want to pursue. I feel like this relationship, this soul family, because that's what it is, this soul family relationship could be very, very healing. And we do have the number 41 here, which is a number that personally makes me think of home. Like, these people make you feel at home. And 34, it makes me think of balance of masculine and feminine. So again, that's like what we talked about with Ametrine. So I do feel like this will be quite a diverse group. 51, I don't really have a personal specific meaning, but it does make me think of like changes and new beginnings, just because that's, you know, the numbers 5 and 1. But yes, let's roll the, wait. I left the Astro dice over here. Okay, we're gonna roll the Astro dice and see what information we can get. Okay, I think I'm just going to read these as like all different zodiac signs. So, first of all, we have air with the eagle. Air signs could be significant, and obviously just with all this bird imagery, there could be a lot of air signs in your group. We even have Gemini and Uranus, which is associated with Aquarius. So seems like there could be a lot of air signs in this group. And then we have the 4th house, which is related to the sign of Cancer. And fun fact, Canada and the United States are both Cancers, right? Because 4th of July and July 1st is Canada Day, which is Cancer season. So Cancer might be a significant sign as well. Also, eagles make me think of Scorpio, because that is not just they make me think, it's literally a symbol of the sign of Scorpio. So yeah, air signs and water signs seem to be quite significant in this group. But it's interesting, if I interpret the meaning of these dice that came out, Gemini is about communication, thoughts, and ideas. Uranus is like unconventionality, uniqueness, weirdness, unpredictability, shock value, and things like that. And then the 4th house is about safety, security, comfort. So it's almost like you can share your weirdest thoughts or your most unpopular opinions, your most controversial thoughts, or you could share your, I don't know, your kinks or whatever it is, like the opinions or thoughts that are not safe to express anywhere, just anywhere, because you could be met with like judgment or even be shunned. Because it's not a very tolerant society out there. But I feel like with the 4th house, this is where you're safe to, like, you can say anything, you can think anything, you can believe anything, you can discuss anything. Because again, these are very open-minded and mature people. So even if there's like disagreements among you, it doesn't escalate to like an ego battle of who is right and you're a terrible person because you think this way. It's like, oh, that's interesting. That's different than what I've considered before. Let's talk about it. So you're safe to express anything. You don't have to censor yourself. You don't have to filter yourself. Much like how birds freely sing. There's a lot of bird symbolism. If you guys ever see a flock of birds, or if birds fly really close to you, that happens to me sometimes. They like startle me because they just come out of nowhere and like fly near my face. But if birds are acting weird around you, or they come very, very close to you, or you see a shit ton of birds, that could be a sign that these unions are drawing near. But let's get into the tarot now. Oh, I also just noticed all the birds are flying in the same direction. You know, it's like we're on the same page, we have the same goal, we want the same things, we're moving towards the same future. And so again, even if you have differences, much like all of these birds are very different, or if you have a difference in opinion, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you're in alliance and you're all flying in the same direction together. You're on the same team. I also should have mentioned with zodiac signs, conjunction means that they're in the same sign, right? So there could also be people who are of the same zodiac sign as you. Oh man, why does this keep happening? Okay, let's try that again. I've been such a clumsy shuffler throughout this video, but you guys got like a not so bad version of it. There was one pile where literally like 2/3 of the deck just like and fell everywhere. Let's try that again. Group number 5. What does group number 5 need to know about these beautiful connections? We have the 8 of Cups, the Emperor, Seven of Cups, and then we have the Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles, which came out together. And then the bottom of the deck energy is the Three of Wands. Yeah, so with your Three of Wands as bottom of the deck energy, this is going to be a very, very successful group. You guys are going to be very successful in whatever you do, whether it's an individual effort or an effort in a group. I also want to mention that Aries energy could be significant too, because the Three of Wands is associated with the Sun in Aries. So Aries people, Aries Sun, and then the Emperor is also Aries energy. We do have the Eight of Cups here, which is Saturn in Pisces, and I do believe that that's coming up soon. And I actually just looked it up recently and already forgot, so I'm gonna look it up again, and I'll put it here when Saturn is going to enter Pisces, because that might be relevant of like when you're going to meet these people. But yes, Three of Wands is success, it's opportunities coming to you. It's also your world expanding. So again, I feel like we have kind of a diverse group, like an international group going on here. And the Three of Wands is really like you're escalating, you're achieving your goals, and also like you're raising your standards for life, like what can come to you and the level of success and the level of happiness you can achieve. You're realizing that you can raise the bar more and more and more. I feel like you're not afraid to go after things with all your might anymore, and you're not afraid to raise your expectations. So it's like we're coming out of an energy of, oh, I'm not going to expect too much so that I don't get disappointed. And we're starting to expect the best from life, and we're starting to get really excited about life. And I'm actually kind of feeling emotional when I talk about this. Like, we're not going to shut off our emotions of being excited and being hopeful and wishing and praying and wanting the best to happen. We're going to open up our heart to that kind of vulnerability and almost like a childlike hope and a childlike wonder again. With the Eight of Cups here, this is a card that talks about walking away from something that is not fulfilling you anymore, that is not serving you anymore. Another indication that you might be drawing near to this union is that you have just closed a chapter of your life, or you've just left something, someone, or somewhere behind. So maybe you've gone through a breakup, maybe you have just moved houses, or maybe you've just moved countries. Maybe you had to remove yourself from a group, or remove yourself from a certain environment, or from a certain institution because you felt that the energy was just toxic, or it wasn't contributing to your growth. It wasn't contributing to your well-being anymore. They're walking away because these cups are empty, and it's gonna be a hard road ahead. You can see the mountains, which represent challenges, obstacles, a tough path, and this person is walking away alone. So I feel like there is an element of risk in closing this chapter. It's like you're saying, I could stay here and be dissatisfied, but be comfortable and have security. Or I can go on alone and take the hard way and not know what the future holds, but choose myself and choose to hope for a better future than what I'm dealing with right now. You know, if I can just give a very easy to understand example, it's that feeling of like, I'm not super happy in my relationship, but it's better than being alone, so I'm just gonna stay. Versus, if I leave this relationship, maybe I'm not gonna find another love for a very, very long time, but what I do know is that staying here is not serving me anymore. So I'm gonna choose myself, and I'm gonna choose the unknown, and I'm gonna choose to hope for a better future and strive for a better future for myself. So it's a big leap of faith, and it takes a lot of courage. And maybe this, for some of you, this is like your sign. It's time to move on. It's time to walk away. If you guys have been considering, like, should I stay or should I go? And with the Emperor here, that's also about independence and taking charge of your life. So some of you guys, it's like you have to leave another group behind to find this group, or you have to cut out some toxic people from your life. Or not you have to, but like, that's what's going to lead you here, that transition. So we're moving into a chapter where we have to depend on ourselves more. We have to call the shots, which can be kind of scary, rather than following someone else's orders, or rather than depending on other people, or rather than doing what everybody else is doing. We're standing on our own 2 feet. We're taking charge of our life. We're calling the shots. Like, you become the boss of your own life. And you know what I really love? Like, if we look at the visual of this is like a scared person who is walking towards the mountains, not knowing what's in store. And now the Emperor is like, you see those mountains behind me? I rule over those. Those are my mountains. I conquered them. See, now the mountains are in the background, and the Emperor is triumphantly sitting on his throne in front of them. So he mastered the mountains. This is you guys conquering the challenges and mastering the obstacles. And now it's like you have so many options. You can do anything from here with the 7 of Wands. I feel like for some of you guys, this is gonna feel very, very surreal. This is gonna feel very surreal. It's like if you left behind a certain job to pursue your passion, and then you really make it big with your passion. It feels like, pinch me, pinch me. This isn't real. This feels too surreal. It's overwhelming. Like, the way you master these mountains and the way you become this Emperor, I feel like it's just so above and beyond your expectations. And I feel like there could be a bit of sadness for your past self. Like, your past self, or your current self, stayed in your situation for so long because you were worried that that success wasn't possible. You were worried that that happiness wasn't possible. You were worrying about whether this was possible, when in fact you would go on to achieve this. And I think maybe there's a feeling of like, I wish I knew what I was capable of, or I wish I had realized sooner what I was capable of and what was out there waiting for me. Then maybe I wouldn't have stayed in this situation for so long. So for some of you, this is like your sign. If you're worried about what's to come, or if you're debating on leaving something behind but you're afraid, it's like you have no idea what you're capable of. You have no idea the amazing future that is out there waiting for you. And then I love, someone smells good. I know that's so weird to say, but I think someone has very nice perfume. It's like a nature type smell. So it's you know, like wood or like some kind of plant or herbal kind of smell. Maybe it's you. If it's you, you smell very nice. But I also love that the Page of Wands and the King of Pentacles came out together because, you know, obviously the Page is at the beginning of his journey. He's the youngest, the littlest of the court cards. And then the king is like the big fish, the big guy, kind of like the Emperor. And Wands represents an impulse, an urge, a gut feeling, an inspiration. It's not something tangible. It's just an idea. It's just a desire. It's just an urge. But Pentacles is something physical and tangible, you see? So it's like you were just this little baby page and all you had was an idea of what you want to do, an idea of what your future could be. You just had the will. You just had the inspiration. A lot of people would say, you silly Page of Wands, there's no way you can become the King of Pentacles. All you have is your wand. All you have is your idea. All you have is your desire. Where's your experience? Where's your money? Where's your this and that? And pointing to all of these material things. But no, you have the power of your soul. You have the wisdom of your soul. And you will become this King of Pentacles. King of the material world, king of your 3D goals. You will become one of the best at what you do. Mark my words, with this King of Pentacles, he's the expert. He's the best at what he does. And you will go from this Page of Wands to this King of Pentacles and you will prove them all wrong. That's right. and you have your tribe right alongside you. This could be a mixed group where, like, some of you, you're actually a group collaborating together on something. And for others, it's just like a group of friends who are supporting you along the way. I do think this is mixed, but either way, you're all reaching such amazing heights together. And I love to see it. I love to see this transformation. So the last part of the reading, yes, we've reached the last part of the reading. We have our tea leaf cards. So we're going to take these and see what else you guys need to know about this union. Or just about life in general. We keep things open. Ooh, something flipped over. Ah, look! Dogs getting together with friends. So very much not surprised to see this here. And dogs represent loyalty. And also I'm thinking of, like, you know how, well, I don't have a dog, so I don't know. My partner has a dog though. But anytime I'm like, her name is Yumi. Anytime I'm like, Yumi! And I get excited. She doesn't even know what I'm excited about, but she jumps in there and starts wagging her tail and running around and trying to, like, jump on me. Like, if you're happy, your dog is happy. If you get excited, your dog gets excited. I feel like it's the same vibe in this group. If there's something that you're passionate about, if there's something that you're excited about, then the whole fam gets excited. The whole group gets excited. And it's like, they take interest because it brings you joy. If it brings joy to the person I love, then it brings me joy. Like, it's that kind of vibe. And so you will always feel like your interests are valued and what's important to you is valued and what you get excited about matters, you know? And if you create things, like, this is a group that's always going to celebrate your creations and is always going to applaud you. Because I feel like, I don't know, it kind of hurts when you know, you're really excited about something and you tell your friends and your friends like, oh, that's cool. But you can tell they don't really care. Like, that's a shitty feeling. But not with this group. Like a dog. If you're excited, they're excited. If you go here, they're going here with you. It's that kind of vibe. We also have unicorn, which is like embracing your weirdness. So Yeah, I'm not surprised to see this either. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Could be talking about this transition here. I also feel like our intuition is honored in this soul family. So when you have a decision to make, when you don't know which path you should take, when you don't know what to do, rather than giving advice like, oh, I think you should do this, I feel like it's more like you'll talk through it and they will guide you to come to the answer by yourself. And you will guide them to come to their answers by themselves. Like using your own intuition. What else do we have for group number 5? Oh, we have Jug with lighthearted and carefree time. So that's reminding me of what I was talking about before with the yellowy orange colors. It's a very fun, lighthearted, cheerful, and carefree sort of energy. I definitely think that the sense of humor is immaculate in this group, or at least you all have a sense of humor that matches, which is actually very, very impressive, because if you're a diverse group, like if there's age differences or gender differences, or especially like cultural differences, I feel like that's a big one, because like sometimes jokes don't translate, and what people from this country might find funny is like different in another country. Well, humor is a very subjective, personal thing, but if you've ever like told a joke to someone from another country, maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. Like some jokes just don't work in other languages, in other countries. So anyway, the fact that the group could be this diverse and your sense of humor is like spot on with each other, I feel like that's very, very, very impressive. And then let's look, ooh, Archway. Have I seen this one before? I don't know. There's so many cards in this deck. We have Archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Yes, so that's the 3 of Wands that we were talking about before. Like the world is really, really opening up for you. And there may be some really great like networking that you can do through this group as well. Like if let's say you're a group of friends and you have all different goals, and maybe it's your goal to be I don't know, someone who works on a film set. And then one of these friends is like, oh, my friend is a director, my friend is a videographer, or like they know somebody that you could network with, they know somebody they could introduce you to. Yeah, and with Uranus being related to Aquarius as well, that's also like the area of networking and your community and making beneficial connections to make your dreams come true. And you know, you might have some connections that would greatly benefit others in this group too. So really it's like your strength in numbers, you're stronger together, and you're gonna reach really, really great heights together. So this energy this group really passes the vibe check. That's what I'll say. So group number 5, these are all the messages I have for you, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely check out Luna's video as well if you feel like doing that. Just to remind you guys, in Luna's video, she's going to get more into what you will actually do with these people. What happens after union? What will you do together? What will you create together? What will you achieve together? How will you impact each other's lives? What kind of life are you going to live after this union, basically? So if you want to know how this story goes after union, then Luna's reading will be linked down below for you. Yes, I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in hearing the full version of that song or any of my other original songs, then the music channel will be linked down below for you too. So group number 5, I'm sending so much love to you, to your beautiful soul family, as well as to your spiritual team. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 6s. So if you guys chose the Titanium Aura Quartz, who is shining very beautifully this evening, this is going to be your reading. So the very first thing we need to see is who is coming through in this reading. Who is it that you're coming into union with? What are they like? What's their personality? So that's what we're going to be seeing with these oracle cards here. So let's get right into it. Your first card is Libra with balance. Then we have the Peacock, Focus, and Electric Eel Spirit, bring your ideas to life. Okay, so first off, we do have Libra energy here. So this person could be a Libra or have Libra placements. We also have air with the Peacock. Yes, that is the element of air. So that would be Libra again, Gemini or Aquarius. It could also be that this person is your sister sign. So like if you're a Libra, then they could be an Aries. If you're a Scorpio, they could be a Taurus, like the sign that is opposite of you. And additionally, it could also be that they share the same element as you. So if you have a lot of fire in your chart, then this person could have a lot of fire in their chart as well. I also want to mention that the letter E might be significant because we do have it repeating here in Electric Eel. So that could be this person's initials, first, middle, or last name. It could also be the first letter of their hometown or home country or the company they work for or something like that. I don't think there's any zodiac signs that start with E. I don't think so. Okay, but let's go through the meaning of these cards now. Oh, also 24 and 37 could be significant ages. That could be the age of this person, or you could be that age when you meet them if this age is coming up for you. And then with 7, this could be indicative of a life path 7 or like a 7-year age gap or something like that. Okay, now actually to get into the meaning of the cards. So the first thing that I want to say is that this person is very, very beautiful. I'm not sure what type of connection this is, but I do feel like you will find them very, very physically attractive. And that doesn't necessarily have to be like in a romantic or sexual way. It could be like this person could be the gender that you're not attracted to, if there is a gender that you're not attracted to, and or like they're just not your type, but you're like, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful, they're so gorgeous. You guys get the picture. I think you're gonna find this person very, very beautiful. And probably a lot of people will. This is somebody who, it's like they do very well in front of people. They really hold themselves together very, very well. They could be very good at like media or PR or something like that. If they're not in those kind of fields, I feel like they would be really good with it. Almost like they've gotten media training. They just carry themselves so well. They say the right thing to not cause any conflict, to not ruffle any feathers. This is someone who like, you know how sometimes, I don't know why I'm thinking of someone who's like in the media, but you know how sometimes celebrities go on talk shows or they have an interview and the interviewer is just like being super rude and like saying all of these offensive things or like prying too much, and the celebrities just handle it with so much grace. Like they keep a smile on their face and they find a way to dodge the rude question and just kind of keep it rolling. I feel like that person's very, very good at this. And I don't know why that's coming through, but it's just like they do very well in front of people. You know, I think there's something of a social butterfly with this Libra energy. I think they're very good at matching people's energy, and they have that kind of graceful and diplomatic and keeping the peace and, you know, keeping things moving and keeping things nice. They have this kind of vibe about them. And, you know, then they might go home and take that mask off and talk their shit, but at the very least, when they're in social situations and when they're in front of people, I feel like they hold it together very well. And if they have to, they can mask their emotion. Not like they're going around suppressing their feelings, but it's like they just have this switch. I don't know what it is, but it's coming through like that. Honestly, Libra rising. They have like Libra vibes or Libra rising vibes. And yes, this person is very, very attractive. And I feel like they could be discredited. It's like they're hot and also smart. They're hot and also talented and also capable. But many people might not see past the pretty face, you know, and think like, oh, that's just a dumb blonde, or that's just a pretty face, or whatever it is, or they didn't find their success on their own. Like, people like to discredit them, but I feel like this person is a lot more intelligent and a lot more capable and a lot more independent than people realize. Like, they've done a lot on their own. They've built themselves up a lot on their own. And I'm just looking at this peacock. These look like they have a bunch of eyes. Like, they have a bunch of crown chakras, basically, that see everything. And I feel like, I don't know, it's like they might come off as an airhead, but actually nothing gets past them. They're watching everything. It's very interesting. I don't know if this is something like tactical that they do, where they're just like, ah, ha, 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 and like put on this character of being like easy breezy, but they're actually very, very sharp, and they're watching everything and they're remembering everything. This is the kind of vibe that I get from them. Oh, and I just noticed focus as well. Yeah, I feel like this is someone who is very, very highly intelligent, and they have a beautiful aura. I think a lot of people want to be around them, and a lot of people want to be involved with their energy. So like, if this is a romantic interest, for example, a lot of people would have a crush on this person and want to be with them. Or even if it's a friend, like a lot of people would want to be best friends with this person, but there's only one best friend and it's you. Not that you can only have one best friend, but there's a feeling of like, the bond that you have is very, very special, and a lot of people would want to have a bond like that, but it's just you and them, and it's very special and it's very sacred. But yes, I feel like this person is very, very intelligent. I think that they're very nice, and I think I was talking about this in a different group, like the difference between nice and kind. This person is nice to everybody, but I think that they really reserve their kindness and their loyalty for their very, very close loved ones. You know, they're nice to everyone, they're respectful to everyone, they're civil to everyone, but it's very few people who really get this person's heart and really get to see their vulnerable side and get to see their raw displays of emotion and their tears and their ecstasy and their wildest dreams. Like, that more genuine side of them, I think, is saved for like a very intimate group of people. And so people might mistakenly think that this person is shallow or that there's not much to them, but that's not true at all. They're selective about who they show their depth to. And I honestly feel like they couldn't care less if people think a certain way or not. But yeah, this person is, I also just heard they're an enigma. And maybe it's because they have so many layers. And so, you know, how they first come off is not who they truly are in the inside. Gemini might be a significant sign, as well as Scorpio. Also Cancer is coming through too. Also Taurus. But yeah, focus here. Not only are they very intelligent, I feel like this person is also highly educated in some way. Like, they've received a lot of formal training in something. It could be academic, but it could also be physical. Like, maybe they've received a lot of formal dance training, or for some reason like figure skating or something like that is coming through. Some kind of physical activity, or could be a musical instrument as well. But I feel like this person has mastered something that takes like years of effort and years of dedication. And like, you have to be really smart and really driven and really dedicated to reach the level that they have reached. And it's interesting that we have focus with bring your ideas to life, and then we have this electric eel that like shocks you. I feel like this person could be coming into your life to inspire you, or to awaken you, and to help motivate you to bring your ideas and your dreams to life. And I do feel like there is some kind of passion that is awakened from this person coming into your life, but I'm not sure if it's like a passion towards a certain goal that you have, or if it's like a passion for each other, like if this is a romantic connection. So let's roll the Astro dice and see what we have going on here. Okay, so we have Pisces, and we have the first house, and we have the sun. I don't think I said Pisces before, but this person could have sun in Pisces, or they could be a Pisces rising, because we have Pisces in the first house. Or they could also have the sun in the first house. But I'm just thinking, like, bringing Pisces into the first house. Pisces represents like your subconscious mind, or your dreams, or your fantasies. And then the first house is like bringing them to the forefront, bringing them to the surface. So this person might awaken. You might feel a very strong spiritual connection to this person. And so them coming into your life awakens your spiritual side, or becomes like a catalyst for your spiritual awakening. Or it's like they're bringing to the surface some desires that you had suppressed, or like some desires that you didn't know were there. So maybe they are awakening a passion within you towards something that you didn't know you were passionate about. For some of you, and this is definitely not for everyone, but I'm hearing like there's a sexual awakening going on here. Like, I don't know, I just have the example of like somebody always thought that they were straight, and then they met this person and they're like, wait, maybe I'm not straight. Maybe that's just a message for a few of you. But I just had that feeling of like them bringing about some kind of sexual awakening like that. It could also just be like a certain type of person that you thought you didn't go for, and now you're like, wait, I'm really, really attracted to you. That's weird. That's interesting. But yeah, something like that. Something you didn't know was there. A desire you didn't know was there. A fantasy you didn't know was there. And they're helping you bring it to the surface. And I feel like they're helping you to be proud of yourself, even with peacock. But sun, it makes me think of like, it's that Leo energy. It's that energy of pride, of letting your light shine. So it's like not only recognizing that you have this hidden desire or hidden passion, but being proud of it and taking ownership of it and saying, yeah, this is a part of me, and I'm going to express it, and I'm going to let it shine and not be ashamed of it. So, you know, this desire might have been something that you guys had like suppressed a long time ago. Like maybe there was something you were really good at, but then your parents were like, no, don't waste time doing that, go to school. And then you're like, okay, never mind. And you just like suppress your desires to do that thing. Or again, it could have to do with like sexuality or something like that. But the sun being related to the fifth house, it's like all of those things, creativity, pleasure, sexuality, it's kind of all tied in together. But yeah, something's coming back up, and it's like a shock, you're being awakened. Interesting. Okay, so let's move into the tarot now and see what else we can find out about this union. I'm just having the darndest time shuffling today. I'm like dropping cards everywhere. I'm gonna do it in my lap so that I don't spill half the deck all over the table. Okay, and onto the floor, which I've done twice already, or maybe more. Group number 6, our titanium rainbow quartz. We have the world. Yeah, so maybe this person they're like in front of people in some way, or in the public eye in some way. I feel like at the very least they're well known in whatever they do, you know? So like if they're a figure skater, like the example I said before, then they'd be like very well known in the figure skating community, but maybe not, it's not like everybody knows who all the figure skaters are. But if you're in the field, you know. If you know, you know. But you know, this world person has all these different types of people around her. She has this guy, she has the eagle, she has the cow, she has a lion, and probably these people all have very different preferences and very different tastes, but she has to just be graceful and please all of them. Yeah, so they're like watched in some way, or they're known in some way, or they're admired in some way. And maybe that's how you'll find out about them. Like, you're admiring them from afar, you're watching them do what they do. And I feel like with the World too, this is the last of the major arcana. So it's about completion, fulfillment, closing off a cycle. And I think that you have some unfinished business with a soul's desire. Like, maybe it was always your dream to be a figure skater. Again, just using it for an example. When you were a kid, but then you suppressed it because, again, maybe your parents were like, don't waste your time doing that. You should focus on school. Or maybe like there was financial constraints and so you couldn't like afford to do what you wanted to do. So you had to kind of shut down your desire because you just couldn't do it. But your soul is like, no, we're not done with this. I still have this desire. I still have this calling. And so the world is like, let's not close this chapter, but let's bring this to fulfillment. Let's bring this to its final form. And the world, it's also like, it makes me think of things coming full circle. So I feel like this person might be new, but I would also call this a divine reunion, because it's like you're reuniting with your calling. You're reuniting with your heart's truest desire that you had kind of put to rest, what you always wanted to do, what was always in your heart. Okay, we also have the Nine of Swords. This is a very specific message, and it's not usually what I get from the Nine of Swords, but you guys, you're either gonna dream about this person, you're either gonna start dreaming about them before you meet them, or like right after you meet them, you just have non-stop dreams about them. And I feel like it's gonna kind of bother you because, well, it makes sense because they're unlocking something from your subconscious, and dreams reveal your subconscious to you. It's like you meet them and then that night you go home, you go to bed and you dream about them. And you're like, oh, that's weird, but it's probably because I literally just met them and they're fresh in my brain. But then you keep having dreams about them consistently. And I feel like at one point it will start like freaking you out, or it will start bothering you because like you don't understand why. Like, why won't their energy leave me alone? Why do I keep dreaming about them? What does this mean? You know, we can see this person sitting up, waking up from their bed, and they're like, oh shit, like, what does this mean? And I think it's really interesting, like all of the swords, which represents like truth and clarity, they're all pointing in the same direction, almost like the dreams you're seeing, the thoughts in your head, they're all trying to lead you to the same thing. They are trying to lead you to the same conclusion. So you're like, I obviously know there's a reason this person is showing up so much. I know that they're trying to tell me something, but like I can't figure it out. And it's because they represent something that was lost, that your soul's trying to find again. They represent something that was hidden, that your soul wants back. It could also be like, even if it's not sleeping, it's like you can't stop thinking about them, or their energy is following you around a lot, even when you're trying not to think about them, even when you're not looking for signs and synchronicities. It's like they just keep finding you. And you're like, universe, can you please give me a break, or can you please give me something? Like, if you're gonna keep putting this person's energy all up in my face, at least like give me a hint, at least give me something. It's that kind of feeling. And we also have the Magician. Interesting. Oh wait, the Magician is not the first major arcana, the Fool is, but this is number one. So it's like a new beginning coming to your life. And the Magician is here to remind you, okay. The Magician is here to remind you that anything is possible. So for some of you guys, maybe for most of you guys, I'll say some. I feel like for some of you, this union might not necessarily lead to an extended relationship or that much of a deeply personal relationship. And for many of you, I feel like this union is just to like activate you or to remind you of who you really are. I'm just gonna keep going with the skater example, but it can be anything. This person could be a musician, they could be an actor, they could be a scientist, they could be a hairdresser, they could be a police officer, they could be anything. But it's like their energy keeps following you around, and you keep dreaming of them, and you keep seeing signs about them. And I feel like you're confused because you're coming at it from a place of like, what does this mean with regards to my relationship with them? Like, am I supposed to end up with them? Am I supposed to be in a relationship with them? But it's more about you. It's more about you, and it's more about showing you what you can do and who you can be. So it's not like, oh, I'm meant to date this person, I'm meant to be with this person. It's like your soul wants to be a figure skater. And this soul is activating that for you. It's like almost a blueprint for you, or a roadmap for you, that your calling is very, very similar to theirs. And who you are when you're expressing yourself authentically is very, very similar to theirs. Now, you could very well be soul family or have similar soul origins, because I did feel like you feel spiritually drawn to this person, but like it's less about how you end up together, and it's more about what this person teaches you about yourself and what you want to do. And I feel like what might be making you confused is that you're looking at it from the perspective of like me and them, us as a couple, and it's just about you. I hope that makes sense. Like, all of the swords are pointing to the Magician, all of the swords are pointing to you. And I just saw 2222, so I feel like that's a confirmation. All of the swords are pointing to you, especially like, you know, I heard before that when you have like intimate dreams about someone, it means that there's a part of you that wants to be more like them, or wants to be like closer to their energy. So if you're having that kind of dreams with this person, I feel like it's indicating that you want to be like them, or that your soul like sees themselves in this person. But if you take it too literally, that might confuse you. Interesting. And it's not to say that you can't be in a relationship with this person, but it's like, that's not, if that's what you're trying to, the framework from which you're trying to interpret the signs and synchronicities and the purpose of your connection, then it might end up being confusing. Even I feel kind of confused trying to explain it, but I think that makes sense. It's about who you're meant to become, not who you're meant to be with. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, so there was a higher power that brought you guys together. I almost want to say like there is a higher power that assigned you to each other. So, and this is also about reciprocity and fairness and equalness. So I feel like just in the same way that this person might be awakening something in you and teaching you something about yourself, you will do the same thing for them. You will awaken something in them too. Like, it's all going to be reciprocated. And I should have figured that with the Libra and balance energy here. But yeah, there is some kind of soul contract going on here with the scales where everything will be reciprocated. So there's also something that you are going to activate and awaken in them. There's an aspect of them that is dormant. and that wants to be awakened. There's part of their calling that they have suppressed or hidden or forgotten about. And so their soul gravitates towards you because you're going to show them something about their calling as well. So it's like you're really returning the favor to each other, and the universe kind of found you guys and like bloop, bloop, and like matched you together. Very nice. And then at the bottom of the deck we have the Hanged Man, which is also Pisces energy. Pisces energy could be very significant, or you might be you could also be meeting this person in Pisces season. Yes. You could be meeting this person in Pisces season as well, but I definitely think they're here to help you, or they're coming into your life to help you advance in your spiritual journey, to make you more aware of your spirituality, and to bring a new perspective to your life. And I feel like there's also a lot of divine orchestration in the way you guys come together. I feel that with the Six of Pentacles, because I often think of this as like a higher being, like a spirit guide or something like that, who's bringing the two of you together, because in some ways you're equals and you can help each other and serve each other and teach each other. And the Hanged Man as well, I feel like is a very spiritually advanced being, and he really understands how elaborate his path is. And he embraces all of it because he understands that every single bit of it is important. And I feel like this whole connection really teaches you to embrace every single part of your journey, and also to let go and surrender when you don't know what the heck is going on. Because I feel like with the Nine of Swords, this is maybe like your previous energy or your energy up until now, where you feel like you have to make sense of everything. And sometimes it's okay to just feel it. Sometimes it's okay to just experience it. It's okay to just embrace the feelings. You know, this is watery energy. It's an emotional energy. And this is like a very clear-cut, rational kind of energy. And there's a time and place for both. And I think that maybe when it comes to experiencing this connection, we just have to feel it and let the emotions surface and reveal themselves when they want to reveal themselves, and let the next steps of this connection reveal themselves when they want to reveal themselves, and not always be in this mode of like, I had a dream, I saw a synchronicity, I feel this thing, I must figure out what it means right now, and I must draw the conclusion and bring the connection to its final form. It's like getting out of that energy and just embracing every part of it and allowing it to unfold naturally, and knowing that wherever you are in this connection and whatever you know about it, you're exactly where you need to be. You know as much as you need to know. You're feeling what you need to feel. You are where you need to be. And the Hanged Man can hang here peacefully because it's like he knows that he's where he needs to be. And Death is the card that comes after this. So it's like he's waiting for his transformation. He's waiting for his rebirth. He's waiting for his ascension. But he's like, I know my time will come when it's time to come. And so he hangs here and he waits here patiently. And I feel like it's like for a long time in this connection, a lot of it is happening from afar, or a lot of it is happening energetically, or maybe it's already been happening from afar and happening energetically for a long time. But it's this kind of vibe, like there's going to be a lot going on energetically and from a distance with minimal or even no 3D contact before it comes to like a 3D climax, is the kind of vibe that I'm getting. And it's supposed to be that way for whatever reason. I can't tell you why, because every connection is crafted uniquely. And maybe that's important for you guys to know too. Like, just for an example, I feel like there's a lot of stuff on the internet of like, oh, if you're a twin flame, you'll experience this, and this, and go through these steps and go through these phases. And you can't, connections are so personal and they're one of a kind, and there's no checklist. And I don't know what I'm trying to say. I feel like I feel like it's just important to know that whatever is happening in your situation, it's supposed to be that way. And just because it's different from someone else's connection or from what that blog said on the internet, it's okay, because this is your personal journey. And you don't even need to define this connection. You don't even need to put a label on it anyway. It has its own label, which is group number 6's beautiful spiritual connection, and that's it. Yes, I got a little bit spacey at the end there, which happens sometimes, but let's go on to the tea leaf cards now and see what else you guys need to know. This was definitely an interesting energy, a peculiar energy. We have bell with announcement. So you could actually be meeting this person soon or getting communication from this person soon. Woo. We have weeping willow with family sorrow. Dolphin, financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. Interesting. You guys might be receiving like some good news regarding your career or regarding your finances, and you're moving on to a new chapter of your life, but it's making your family sad. So like maybe you're leaving your home or moving away from your family or something like that. Or maybe the reason you've suppressed the desires that you've suppressed for so long is because you had disapproving family members, disapproving of a certain aspect of your passions, of your career path, of your identity, of your expression. And I feel like the dolphin is saying, first of all, you see the dolphins like jumping away from the family, like bye. This could be like the people of your hometown, the place where you have roots. It's like the dolphin, first of all, dolphins, I feel like they're so carefree and also very intelligent. I feel like this is you freeing yourself from the suppression of your past or from the closed-mindedness of your past, even if it means like going against a family's wishes or having people disapprove of you. And then we have feather, someone you know is undependable and insincere. Yeah, there's some reason you were afraid of someone's reaction or you were afraid of someone's judgment. And this is why this part of you has been suppressed. And then we have scissors with disappointment in some affair. And scissors make me think of like cutting people off. That's an interesting message to come out at the end, but maybe for some of you guys to truly be free and truly follow your calling and live a life that's authentic to you, there might be some connections that you need to cut off, whether that's literally family or people who have been in your life for a long time. Feathers might also be a significant sign. I don't know if you would ever see a peacock feather, but if you see feathers on the ground or if you see imagery of feathers, that could be a message about this connection, or it could be a message from your soul beckoning you towards your calling. But group number 6, these are all the messages I have for you, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And definitely check out Luna's video as well. Just to remind you guys, in Luna's video, she's going to go through what your relationship will be like with this person and what the future holds for this connection. So if you're interested in seeing like how you'll come together and what you'll do together, what you will create together, and the impact you'll have on each other's lives and things like that, everything you're doing after the union, because this reading goes up until the union. So if you want to know what happens after that, then that will be in Luna's video, which there will be a link down below if you guys want to watch it. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in listening to the full version of that song or any of my other ones, the music channel will be linked down below for you too. Group number 6, I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, and to your spiritual teams, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!